What's up, you guys? What's up, you guys? I'm here. I'm just trying to share it, child. I'm just trying to share it. You know how I do. Hold on just a second. Yes, I see everybody's in the house tonight. What's up, Sharon Middleton? Hold on. I'm hitting up the Facebook right now. Hold on. Zills, if you in the house, well, he's probably not in the house because I haven't even sent him the link yet. You made chicken and you had broccoli tonight. Bitch better have my Y'all still on that broccoli. Y'all been boiling water. Do you season your water with broccoli? Do you add a little butter? Do you do anything special with your broccoli? What makes your broccoli so much better than anyone else's? That's what I want to know. Hi, Valerie, Gerald. They don't want me to produce videos. They don't want me to play with my green screen. They don't want it. They don't want it. They don't want it. Hold on. So let me see who's in the house. Okay, we got C. Patterson, Cammy, Adrian, Sharon. Okay. Getting all these texts on my phone and everything. Who ain't loyal? What are you saying? Boycott. Y'all is so wrong. Y'all are so wrong. But anyway, welcome you guys. Welcome to the squad who decided to join us tonight. I am so happy to be here. I'm so happy. Hold on, let me play with my little bit background. You know, I like to play with things. Now, look, I'm learning. I am learning. I'm so happy to be learning new things. What is up? What is up, Animal Lover, Rena, Catalina? I still love you too, Catalina. Did I do something for you not to love me? No, y'all fall in and out of love with us every day, honey. You hate me today, love me tomorrow, hate me next week. So, thank you guys for joining me today. If you haven't already visited the site, you can right now go over to straightfromtheA.com. All of the Wanda and Katt Williams situation, it's been heating up, child. It's been heating up. We talked about it last night about Wanda's husband approaching Katt Williams with a gun at the comedy store. I mean, at the comedy club. I posted a copy of the police reports last night, which pretty much stated that it didn't state that Katt actually had, that Lamaris, which is Wanda Smith's husband, actually had a gun. It stated that, I'm just going to read it, child. I'm just going to read it. Hold on a second. If my dog let me be great tonight. He said the squad is boycotting broccoli. I cannot. The police report states that, ooh, it's a little small on my phone. I thought it was bigger than this. Katt told the officer that Wanda's husband, Lamaris Sellers, pulled the gun on him and pointed it in his face. That's what Katt told the officer. However, Lamaris Sellers disputed that. In fact, they pulled cameras from the incident from the Food Lion next door. They said that, oh gosh, Such a long story. They said that Lamaris chased Katt into the Food Lion. They got the security footage from Food Lion. They saw Lamaris and Katt go in, but they did not see a gun. When the police got there and they questioned Lamaris about it, they asked him about the gun. He was like, yes, he has a gun. I'm assuming he has a permit to carry. However, he says he did not draw the gun on Katt. He said he dropped the gun as he was chasing Katt. The reason he was chasing Katt was revealed in an interview today. Wanda Smith this morning when she got back to work. You know, they talked about it for a full hour on V103, and she basically said that she felt disrespected. Her husband had called Frank. Frank wouldn't answer the phone. Frank was like, why is your husband calling me? Needless to say, on Saturday night when it all went down, Katt apparently, this is according to Wanda, approached her and said, fucking with me, you'll go viral. Her husband apparently heard it, felt some kind of way, and he said, what did he say? I'll beat your big ass too. I'm not sure if he was talking to Lamaris or if he was talking to Wanda, but he said it. So whenever, you know, those words were exchanged, that's when Lamaris bucked up, and I guess he was going to, you know, fight Katt. Katt ran off. He chased him. I want to see the footage. Lamaris, I guess he's like, they say he's a big dude, 6 foot, whatever. You know, Katt is like 4 foot nothing. Lamaris chased him. He ran over into the grocery store. And I guess, you know, whatever the situation was diffused. Katt apparently was the one who, you know, got authorities involved. However, according to this police report, he refused to press charges. And why does my phone keep flipping like that? I'm trying to read. Hold on just a second. Pull it up. No independent witnesses came forward to speak with the officers. You know, everybody, you know, it's no snitching in these streets. You know, everybody saw it, but wasn't nobody gonna tell. And you know, Katt has been in so much trouble. He's like, look, I don't want no problems. I just want y'all to keep that man away. I just want to get home safely. Can y'all escort me to my car? Katt was like, can y'all just escort me to my car? Because I don't want no problems. Later, the officers, reviewed the surveillance footage from the food depot, and the footage shows Lamaris chasing Katt into the store. However, it does not show Lamaris with a gun. They have yet to view the footage from the Atlanta Comedy Corner because they said it could not be accessed at this time. Katt eventually told the officer he did not want to press charges. The officer stated that he would be attempting to follow up with the investigation. If the video surveillance showed any crimes, criminal charges could be obtained. So they're asking, if you saw anything, to call a number 770-513-5300, which is the Gwinnett County Police Department. If you was at the club and you synced it, they want you to report it. It's $2,000 award for information leading to the arrest and indictment in the case. So, anyway, you guys, Wanda talked about it this morning. I still am of the position that Katt disrespected her. I don't care what y'all say. I know y'all love Katt Williams. I know y'all feel differently. It is what it is. I'm used to being the odd man out. I still believe it. Like, I still believe that he didn't have to go as hard as he did. I seen a comment in the comment section. Somebody said that he killed a fly with a sledgehammer, and that's pretty much what happened. He did not have to go there, but he decided to. Wanda, in her interview, you know what? I'm just gonna play a little bit of her interview, and then we can discuss it from there. Hold on, just a second. Hold on, just a second. Let me get this in here. I'm gonna do this. Wanda, and I got let me find this interview really quickly. What y'all saying in the chat? Boycott broccoli. Y'all is killing me with the broccoli. Y'all are not gonna let her live broccoli down, are you? Are y'all not gonna let her live the broccoli down? I don't know. 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 This entire clip. I'm gonna play a clip of it. Hold on. Oh, that's me. That's not the clip. Hold on. This is it. She said she felt attacked.
Some really ugly, foul things, but I didn't want to talk to him like that. I did not. It was a respect thing. So, I've done a lot of things in my life. I'm not perfect. A mistake spread it so fast. I help people here in Atlanta all the time, from helping the homeless people to helping kids get school clothes, to helping single moms get things for their kids, keeping kids in school. And none of that stuff ever went viral. The minute me and a brother get into something, it's huge. That was so hurtful.
We'll continue with our conversation. What happened, and how did this Katt Williams interview go viral so fast?
We've never talked. We've never had a show together. I was excited. Again, I asked Reggie, "Can I drop music?" He's coming, and everything just changes. It's crazy how something so was supposed to be so great ended so bad. And I do understand that, with prosperity comes prosecution. I get that. But I wanted to be in a peaceful place. And that's why I wasn't. And they was like, "Oh, Wanda, he said this. Why didn't you come back?" I didn't want to talk to him like that. That would be like Denzel Washington coming in here and I disrespect. I got that much respect for Katt Williams. You made it. I'm happy you got all of that. But I'm just not a person to down other people. I wanted to praise Tiffany Haddish because of her success. Yeah, it may have been short-lived. A lot of us didn't know who she was. I went back to the movie theater 3 times. That's how much I enjoyed that film, bringing women together. You know what I mean? Like, that made me happy to see her move forward. I am happy for Kevin Hart. I'm happy for them. I'm not jealous and I'm not mad about nobody's climbing up the ladder. I'm happy for anybody that's doing well, even Katt Williams. I'm proud that he could sell out to Phillips Arena. You a black man doing great things. I'm happy for you. Matter of fact, Lamorris and I went to his last show, the last show he just had here. So I had no ill will. I don't know why that went to the left, and I promise you, I just felt like, I spoke with the spiritual lady on Thursday, and she said, "You're getting ready to do so many big things, Wanda." And I had just gotten this deal. My boss, I was having a hard time trying to get into these homeless shelters to help these women. And as soon as I got the go on, "You got it. This place called the Nicholas House want to give you all. You can do whatever you want to do." She called me and said, "You get ready for spiritual warfare. You get ready because you're climbing up the ladder. You get ready to do God's work. Hate is gonna be coming from so many places. I never expected to come right here. This is my job. This is where I work. I get on this radio every morning to talk to people, to get to jobs that they don't like. I talk to people to help them with their kids. I do things for people. I don't want to go back and forth with this man like."
Our potential is way up here, and we are operating way down here.
We are not going to survive if we don't change.
Well, as you can hear, she was adamant that she did not want to go back and forth with Katt. That was not her desire. She felt some kind of way that her co-host allowed it to go on. As I said before, Frank Ski is the host. Wanda is the co-host. It's basically Frank Ski's show. During the interview this morning, however, he said, that she had the same amount of power that he had. She could have cut it anytime. But again, she felt some kind of way. She felt that Frank didn't have her back, and she felt betrayed. So that was an interesting dynamic. Here's a little bit more of it. Hold on.
And I hate to say, I'm from Miami, Florida. My heart is different. I'm a person that I've seen so many bad things in my life. It didn't bother me. Like it doesn't faze me that you feel that way about me, because my father taught me how to be strong. You have integrity. You have pride. You got to be prideful. And I also thought about how they did Jesus Christ. They threw stones. They spit on him. They did all of those things. But he never stopped caring for us. And that's how I am. I'm not hurt. I'm not mad at y'all because you're upset at what took place. My family, since I've been on this radio for 25 years, you've never heard my family or me do nothing bad to nobody. To no one. And I just felt like, gosh, I never had this feeling on this radio station. Like, I never had that feeling. I just wanted peace. I wanted not to sit here and go back and forth with Katt Williams. I did not. That didn't make me feel good because I knew when I got off the air, I had to go to Nicholas' house to go speak with these women. And after all of that, I got in the car and I still went over there and I still spoke to those women. They had no idea what I just went through. And I didn't even think about all of that. So just looking at all the stuff online, I've been getting hits from hometown people I hadn't talked to in years. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing to me how something so negative could be so big. And as a people, I'm like, really, y'all? Okay, is the hate really that strong for me? And I'm okay with that because I look at how Oprah handled things. I look at how Beyonce handled things. You can't go tit for tat every time somebody says something about you. I just got to keep in mind, I know what my job is. I know what my goal is. I know what God put me on this earth to do, and it wasn't to hurt people. But I do know hurt people hurt people. Mm-hmm. So if I hurt anyone as far as my listeners or I made you feel some type of way, I have no problem with apologizing because that's who I am. I have no problem with that. But I did not expect to sit here and go back and forth with a legend such as Katt Williams. I did not.
Why do you think it went that way?
I have no idea. I have no idea. We've never had words. When the last place I saw him at the car and bike show. I saw him at the car and bike show. We got on the elevator and he kind of spoke and I spoke and that was it. I don't really know him. I don't know him. So, I didn't understand any of it, but I guess it wasn't for me to understand. But, it's just crazy how everybody it took wings and it was negative all over the world. I'm like, really, y'all? Okay, and if that's how people feel, I can't be upset. That's how people feel. And I'm not playing the victim because I did nothing but invited him here. You personally said, Wanda, go in the back and try and get him to come on. Did I not beg him to come on this radio? Mm-hmm. I begged him. He said, no, I ain't coming on. I said, please. I said, please, 50 times to him. Please, he didn't want to come on. So when he finally sat down and put his headphones on, I was like, okay, yay. I was excited. And I hate that it happened like this. That's not what I do, y'all. It's just not. It's just not. And when I got to church Sunday, everything that happened, Dale Bronner talked about this, what happened. Just like what Kevin Hart said, when you're doing great things, it's gonna come. And I didn't expect that because that's not what I put out there. When I go to the comedy club on Saturday nights, I know I'm giving laughter to people that may not be happy with their jobs or people that are going through things. I get excited to go to the comedy club. And when he said, I'm selling out Phillips Arena, you're just at Atlanta Comedy Theater, you're right. And I'm happy to be there. Each and every Saturday night, I take pride in going into that comedy club because I know I'm going to do a job. I'm going to do a job, not to insult people, not to call them the N-word. That's just not what I do. I have fun. I'm a comedian, but it's very few people that can get on there and say, oh, I came to the comedy club and Wanda Smith, cursed me out or called me the N-word. Like, if I do it, it's in fun, and I'm just sorry that it ended this way. I really am.
Do you think that Katt Williams going back and forth was in fun, or do you think he did it on purpose?
I was looking in his eyes, and it was like an attack. I don't even know what that was. Like, what did I do to you? Did I say something about you? I don't know. When I was looking at him, I couldn't even respond because my mouth can go there. I got a little mouth on me, but the respect wouldn't let me do that. It wouldn't even I didn't know. And the things that I was saying, they were, they were weak. Yeah, because I didn't want to do it. I didn't. I did not want to talk to him that way.
She fighting a losing battle or not? Look, I feel the way I feel. I know y'all feel the way y'all feel. But Apparently, her feelings were hurt. She felt some kind of way. She felt like her co-host should have had her back in the situation. She felt like, somebody should have cut the mic. She also felt that the video going viral was an issue. Okay. When they released the entire video, which you can see on the V103 YouTube page, it's like 45 minutes long. She was saying that, when they were talking about releasing the footage with digital, they talked about one clip, the clip where, Katt was talking about Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart. The part where, he went in on her, she didn't think that they were supposed to that they were going to put that online. So that was another betrayal, because she said she didn't know it was online until, she began getting calls and all the people on social media began saying, she got roasted and dragged and whatever. And, living it one time, while she was on the air is one thing. Living it a gazillion times or 2 million times, because right now it has like 2 million views on YouTube, is another. So, as the weekend progressed, her feelings were more involved. The things that he said really struck a chord, and it wasn't comedic. I said it before, I didn't feel it was comedy. I felt like it was mean-spirited. It wasn't in the spirit of comedy. Y'all may think it was funny, but in our essence, it's bigger than Wanda Smith. It's not about Wanda Smith being nice and, Katt being, a great comedian. It's not about that. It's about he used every stereotypical read in the book to call her and demean her as a black woman, in my opinion. So if y'all feel another way, that's fine. But there were 3 men in there and 1 woman. Had the tables been turned, if it had been 3 white men and 1 black man, and all of the white men were giggling, and this one white guy was saying to the black guy, calling him every kind of jigaboo or whatever, it would have been a different scenario. Everybody would have been outraged. But because it's a black woman, all of y'all think, it's funny. Her wig was ugly, or her jewelry was cheap, or her lipstick was, she had on glittery lipstick, or she's fat, or she has high blood pressure, and all of those to me, it was just a situation where it wasn't right, and it wasn't comedy. And again, she invited him to her platform. He wasn't supposed to be there. He wasn't invited. He wasn't booked. And she begged him to be there because she was a fan of his. And I guess, I don't know what's going on in Katt Williams' life. Who knows? But, he felt some kind of way when he got there, and she was the target. And that's how I saw it. That's how I saw it. If y'all see it another way, that's fine too. But again, he got Donkey of the Day for a whole nother reason. And like I said yesterday, when I said that crackheads and drug heads and cokeheads speak with conviction, and they say things as if it's the gospel when normally it's a bunch of bullshit, that's exactly, apparently, according to Charlamagne, that's exactly what Katt did. So when Charlamagne named Katt Donkey of the Day today, he noted some things that Katt said that weren't actually true. And because he said it, people took it as truth, i.e., Katt said he has more comedy specials than any comedian living or dead. He said he has 7 more than Richard Pryor, 6 more than Martin Lawrence, 6 more than Chris Rock, and 5 more than Dave Chappelle. Those were his words. Charlamagne brought up the fact that George Carlin has 14 HBO specials. So if Katt has 9, George Carlin has 14, then perhaps Katt was on one. He also, Katt also said that he has 2 specials on HBO, Showtime, Comedy Central, and Netflix, right? And that his shows are he said his shows are in the top 2 on HBO, Showtime, Comedy Central, and Netflix. So HBO, Charlamagne noted that Chris Rock is number 1, Big Notario or somebody by the name is number 2, Dave Chappelle is number 3, and the Katt isn't up there. He also said on Comedy Central, he's not even in the top 100 on Comedy Central. So the facts that he was spewing weren't factual. He also said that he's on his 15th consecutive 100-city tour, and that Pimp Chronicles grossed $24 million. Okay, Charlamagne did his research again. I ain't do no research. I just took it as is. But he said that if Pimp Chronicles grossed $24 million, it's not amongst the list of successful tours. Like nobody knows it but Katt, because Kevin Hart made $19 million, Richard Pryor $16 million. Katt claimed he sold 2.4 million tickets on his last tour, and if you do the math, if you're believing him, you know he sold more than Beyonce. More than Beyonce's Formation tour. He sold more than Beyonce. He sold more than Madonna. He sold more than Taylor Swift. He sold more than the Eagles. He sold more than Justin Timberlake. And all of those are global artists. Global. Katt Williams is only nationwide. Okay, that's another thing he brought up. He also said if Katt sold 2.4 million, he would have made the Forbes list by now. Everything he said sounds smart to a dumb person, which, you know, that quote kind of tickled me because I was like, that's what I told y'all. I told y'all that yesterday. I said, not to say allegedly that Katt is on drugs right now, but I said that people on drugs speak with conviction. They say things as if it's the gospel, and they will have you believing that the sky is green when you're looking at it and it's blue. So, I mean, sometimes, you know, we're not going to fact check what he said online. We not, you know, that's a whole nother story. But he brought up that fact that, you know, all of those lies that he told made himself look better in essence while he was hating on Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish and Real and all of the other comedians having shows and everything, when in essence you don't have as much as you say you have, and you may be doing bad. I don't know, because people who are doing good don't have time to hate on nobody else doing better. So you know, it's just a lot, you know, it was a lot going on because I feel like that was one of the issues. You know, his lying, his grandstanding, all of that. And the second issue was Wanda, but Wanda became the viral situation. I believe Wanda was just the target of his I Hate Me Day because, again, hurt people, and that's just how it happens. So I know y'all got a lot to say. I know some of y'all don't believe me. I know y'all feel some kind of way, that I feel some kind of way, but, you know, that's the way I feel. So if y'all feel differently, if you want to chime in, I think someone put the number in the comment section by now. I want to hear what y'all got to say. Hold on just a second. Let me get this together. You said the same thing Saturday night, Jezebel? At least somebody believe me. Somebody believe me.
That was an invalid entry. Please enter your PIN number.
Oops, hold on. Did I do it wrong? One that jumped off the cliff, Willie.
Please enter your PIN number. That was an invalid entry. Please enter your PIN number.
Oh, wait, what's today? That number is correct. I don't know what's going on with the chat number. Hold on. 664-224-5980. PIN number 840-3583. Try it for a third time.
Please enter your
Seals
PIN number.
Do not spoil Insecure for me. I have not watched it. I have not.
Thank you. Joining the conference now. You are currently the only person in this conference.
Phone number 646-224-5980. The PIN number is 840-3583. If you're eating broccoli, press 1. If you're boycotting broccoli, press 2. Call me. I want to hear what y'all have to say about this situation. Do you think it should have went as far as it did, as far as Wanda's husband feeling some kind of way to defend her honor, hitting up Katt at the club? Now that you have these new facts and you know that Katt actually said something to Wanda at the club, do you feel, it would have went any other way? Like, what do you think about the situation? Let me know. Let me know. You like soggy broccoli? What? Not soggy broccoli. That's why they pulled those receipts on Charlamagne. Why? Because Charlamagne pulled the receipts on Katt? Is that why? Y'all gonna get mad at the facts? Why you gonna get mad at the facts? Just because, don't shoot the messenger. It's still the truth. Isn't it? 0405, you're on the line.
Hi, Michelle. This is Valerie Uncut. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm just so surprised that you are siding with Wanda. I felt like the entire time she was poking the bear like nobody's business, that every time that they were about to cut or end the segment, she had one more thing to say. It just wasn't funny. She kept poking at him. He is a comedian. There's no reason why he would have come there with an agenda knowing that he wasn't even asked to be on the show. They begged him into that room. He came in. He gave his opinion. And then as she teased him, he teased back. But his teases were much better, much, harsher. It may not be fair, but they are comedians. And to take this from that place into the comedy club to what could have potentially been some gun violence, and then for them to call Frank and make him feel some kind of way, it's just a mess. This is Wanda's fault. She should have shut that down. And had she acted unaffected by it, we wouldn't even be having this discussion. It would have been over with.
Well, you don't think she did act unaffected by it during the video? She was just laughing. She was like, they didn't necessarily.
Oh no, she was in her feelings, because if she was unaffected by it, she wouldn't have said, "Oh, go on, because you need to get your hair done," or go on with your little self. He never said anything insulting to her until she said something to him. He just came back harsher. So when she said something about him being little, he said, "Oh, you don't want to talk about size." When she said something about his hair, then he talked about her wig. He never came at her first. She always was the one coming at him. He just came back harder.
Because it was an interview and because of the place that they were at a radio station. It was an interview. This wasn't a comedy show. They weren't sitting around at dinner with friends. This wasn't a YouTube video. You know what I'm saying? They were on a nationwide platform, well, not nationwide, but a morning show, a highly rated morning show. So shouldn't he have at least paid her that amount of respect? I understand jokes are jokes, but I feel like he took it too far because of the platform they were on. That's just how I feel.
He's Katt Williams, and he's always going to be Katt Williams. He's being true to himself. Why should he be something different because he's there on their platform that they pulled him in to come there for? Look, he helped them. That interview went viral. That's good business for the radio station. She's the one who got affected by it.
But what about her feeling betrayed because they released this footage when they told her they weren't going to release it? You don't feel like she should have felt some kind of way about that even before it went viral?
They didn't tell her they weren't going to release it. Evidently, there was some misunderstanding where she thought they were only going to tease it.
Right.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Remember when Amanda Davis came on that show?
I do.
And Amanda came back and she gone through her relapse and she was coming back to television.
I do. And I'm going to play that. You know what's funny? I was actually planning on playing that clip because I actually wrote about that when it happened. God rest Amanda Davis' soul. But I put that clip on my Instagram however many years ago that it happened. And so people have been like commenting up under that post recently. And I'm like, where y'all pulling this from? So I was actually going to speak about that.
Yeah, because, for one of all people, now, mind you, I didn't feel that was called for. I thought that she attacked that lady and brought that woman to tears on her show. And that was uncalled for when the woman was being honest about what she had dealt with and was trying to come back and start anew. But now this comedian is all in her feelings because another comedian is, going tit for tat with her. And that's supposed to be her, it was her platform. That's supposed to be her home base. And just because she lost that battle, it's no reason why Frank should be addressed. Her husband calling Frank, her husband attacking.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if her husband, the whole situation with her husband getting involved, that's so out of the ordinary. But I do feel like she should have had a conversation with Frank. I do feel like they let the interview get out of hand. Like, we all like a little drama every now and then. We all like to, you have a tense interview and people just step on a few toes. But I feel like that interview it just was overboard. And the fact that they released what they released, they didn't have to. That's just my opinion. Just knowing what I know, that's just my opinion.
Let me ask you this, and then I'll let you go. But in the normal environment, work environment, if my husband called my boss or my coworker addressing something that happened on my job, or if my husband confronts our client at another venue because of something that happened on my job, I'm probably going to be fired. I'm definitely going to be addressed and reprimanded.
Can I put it to you this way, though? Knowing Frank as the alpha male that he says he is, if his wife were in a similar situation and he felt like his wife had been disrespected, I assure you, in my humble opinion, that Frank may have done the same thing.
But there are consequences to every action, right or wrong.
There are. There are. I agree. But I don't feel like it should have went that far. But, we don't know what relationship that Frank has with Wanda and Lamar's. They know each other. Maybe Lamar's thought, maybe if I have a conversation with Frank, my wife is so hurt and upset, maybe I could figure out what's going on. We don't know what the situation was. You know what I'm saying? So clearly he had Frank's number for a reason. Maybe they had spoke before. I don't know. I'm just...
But Michelle, the only reason why we know that he called Frank is because why?
Because Frank said it. Right?
Thank you. And Frank said, I didn't think he needed to be calling me. That's Frank's words.
But again, if the tables were turned and it was Frank's wife and he felt his wife had been disrespected, I assure you that Frank would have had words with the person that disrespected his wife if he felt that his wife had been disrespected. Now, whether she was or not is a whole different story.
Fired. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, maybe he could take care of her. You know what I'm saying? As the alpha male he is, I assure you, I just don't see him sitting idly by while his wife comes home crying from work for whatever reason because she's in a room full of men and these men made her feel some kind of way.
But Michelle, what did that man say to her to make her want to go cry? She a comedian. What did he really say? What was the harshest thing he said to her that would send her home hurt?
He called her a dumbbell. He said
dumbbell.
He said what did he say when he said about the script? And he was like, you think Tiffany had to read the script, Dumbo or whatever he called her. He said several things. It was the whole interview was condescending. It wasn't, it just wasn't right. I mean, shit happens. I honestly believe that, but it just wasn't right.
He didn't, when he made that comment, he said, look, anybody could have read the script. He said, had you been given that part, the same things that happened for Tiffany would have happened for you. That's what he said.
Okay.
That's what he said. Oh, well.
I appreciate your input. But I'm not bending on this. I just feel like it's not about Wanda. I feel like it's bigger than Wanda. And Katt has a history of doing certain things, and it's just way bigger than Wanda. Go watch the interview with Katt Williams and Larry King and see the difference in his attitude. But that's a
Oh,
whole
I agree. Look, I agree, and I promise you, I'm gone. But I'm a huge Katt Williams fan, but I also a realist, and I've seen Katt lose it, and I've seen him, be a little erratic, and I'm honest, I'm true to that. But if we're going to be true to everything, we have to be true to what happened yesterday, not what happened in previous interviews with Katt. In that particular interview, that woman egged him on, and he just got the best of her, and she's upset and hurt and embarrassed that it happened in her home. Basically.
And I honestly think it shouldn't have went that far. It didn't have to go that far, but it did, and now everybody's dealing with whatever the repercussions are. So
yeah.
Thank you for calling.
All right. Well, thank you. Have a good night. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye. Caller 4941. You on the line?
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. Have a good night.
Hello. Turn your computer down.
Caller 4941. You on the line? Yeah. My goodness.
That's you. Turn your computer down. That's you.
Okay.
That's you. Turn your computer.
First of all,
turn your computer down. Turn your
when
laptop down. Hello.
Was going.
I'm gonna give you a second or two to turn your device down because we're getting feedback. So if you can't turn it down, I can't talk to you because I can't hear both you and the feedback.
Okay, I'm trying.
You got it?
Is that better?
Yes, much better.
Okay. Now, Miss Wanda started poking the bear, right?
Uh-huh.
And so you already know Katt Williams is trying to bring himself back up and out so he can start being viewed by the rest of his fans that is out here.
Uh-huh.
She had no business poking the bear if she didn't want to get if she didn't want to get jacked like she did.
Okay.
The only thing is, now the husband was wrong. And when you go against a man, you're going to get treated like a man.
Wait, was the husband wrong when you hear, well, I didn't play the clip, but if you go listen to her side, the full 45 minutes, when she talked about what happened at the comedy club, and she said that as soon as Katt got out the car, he made a beeline to her, and he said, fucking with me, you'll go viral. And then he said something about when her husband said something to him, he was like, I'll jump on your big ass too. So, I mean, do you think the husband was wrong in that situation?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because if the husband is as large as he is and Katt being as short as he is, he could have just gave him a 1-2 punch and Katt would have been out of there.
He didn't touch him. He talked to him, and I guess the Katt started running, and he chased him. That's all we know at this point. No hands were laid, but apparently he had some things to say to Katt, and Katt didn't want to hear it, so he ran away, and they ran into the grocery store.
Now Katt is known for running. Now he's not going to.
He's known for running. He's known for stealing scooters. He's known for a bunch of things.
He can fight you with some words. But you got to admit that some of the stuff was funny. That he said, some of the stuff she said was
nothing Wanda said was funny. I think Wanda was out of embarrassment. And if even in that interview, she said she did not want to go there with him. She was adamant. She did not want to go there with him. She asked him to come to the interview. And it seemed like, as soon as she mentioned Tiffany Haddish, things took a turn and he wanted to keep, digging at Wanda for whatever reason. He wasn't doing the same thing to Frank. If he had done the same thing to Frank, Mike's would have been cut. It would have been done. That's how I feel about it. But, Frank's key go ahead.
No, I think that she already had her preconceived ideas about what she wanted to say about Tiffany Haddish to defend Tiffany. Because she knew that he was saying a few little foul things about him. Not even necessarily foul. He just was giving his opinion on Tiffany's success and all of that. But we already know what's up with that if you really believe in Illuminati and all of that. But anyway.
So what do you think about him allegedly lying about all his stats that he was sitting there saying? He sold 2.4 million. He did this. He's the highest.
He actually did. I think they took Katt down like they tried to do Dave Chappelle. I think when Katt started saying the same thing with Bernie Mac, when they start telling it what's going on behind the scenes in that little Pandora's box, stuff starts happening. Same thing with Martin Lawrence. See, there's a pattern there.
Okay.
So,
I think Dave Chappelle left of his own free will, though. Katt, on the other hand, was chasing after the next high. So I think it's a different kind of dynamic going on when you say that.
Yeah, they gave him access to it so he can be his own demon. You know, he had to fight with his own demons. Everybody had access to it. He just wasn't strong enough. Not to just totally defend Katt, but I just so I'm gonna let the next colleague jump on here too. I just feel like old girl went at Katt, knowing that Katt got major comeback, and what he says it will make you laugh. Mm-hmm. And she wasn't able to handle Frank over there laughing like everybody else was laughing too.
Because he's supposed to be her co-worker, her friend, her brother, her partner. So I personally, in that situation, even though she was smiling through her pain, you know what I mean? Like, that's why they have a co-host, to interject. To cut the interview when things aren't going their way, for somebody else to hop in, to tag team, to do whatever. He didn't do anything but sit there and laugh.
That's because he probably felt the same way. He thought the shit was funny, actually, because it was funny.
Okay.
And he probably agreed. Now, okay, she had an opportunity to really turn it around herself, even if she seen that her co-partner was her co-host was not coming in to have her back. Mm-hmm. She had the opportunity herself to turn it around. She could have laughed at one of his funnies and said, okay, you got me there. You got me. All right. Because you can't stand toe-to-toe with him. But nope, she kept trying to throw them little jugs and start talking about some hair, start talking about him being little. He just flipped what she said on her, but she just happened to be big. She happened to have a wig on and all that other extra stuff. So it was a fair exchange for sure.
Okay.
It really was.
Okay.
But thank you for allowing me to say that.
Oh, well, thank you for calling. I appreciate you.
All right.
Bye-bye. Okay. Caller 1278, you are on the line.
Chris Brown.
Uh-oh. Yes. Who am I speaking with?
It's me from Chicago. I talked to you recently.
So you gonna read me again?
I didn't read you, remember?
Yeah, you were one of the ones who didn't. Okay, I give you that.
Yeah, I come in peace, baby.
Okay. Now stop.
So I'm here to persuade you to change your mind about defending that woman.
About you
I'm here to
change my mind about what?
I'm here to persuade you to change your mind in regards to defending Wanda.
Okay, I'm listening.
You're adamant that she did nothing wrong.
I didn't say that.
And
I didn't say she didn't do anything wrong. I didn't say that.
Oh, that's a perception. That's a perception I'm getting.
Okay.
You're placing her, in my humble opinion, you're placing her in a victim status, right?
It's bigger than Wanda. I really don't think it's like I said. I'm not.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm glad you said that. So really, it's the principle of the matter that you're adamant about. Okay.
Yes.
I can respect it. I can respect that. I had no idea. I specifically believe that you were all Wanda, Team Wanda.
No, I feel like she did. I said they both had a part to play in the situation. However, I do feel like there was some things in play that made her she was gonna lose regardless, because she was in a room full of men who felt a certain kind of way.
Yeah, yeah, and when you talk about the principle of it, I would agree that your coworkers should be able to pick up signs that you're uncomfortable, and
They work
therefore,
together long
as you
enough.
said, cut the fight and things of that nature, depending on your work environment. Your those male coworkers, they could have known her better enough to pick up that, oh, Wanda don't like when people do this and do that. So what was their motive for not defending her? Is it that is there an underlying dislike? And maybe she's come to that perception, like, wow, you guys couldn't even tell that he was going in on me hard. So you wanted me to be humiliated. So when you talk about the principle of the matter, I can dig that. Okay. It's like if you sitting at a desk at an office with a co-receptionist and a customer comes up, right, and is disrespected your co-receptionist, you intervene.
Right.
You intervene.
Not to say that she's not capable of defending herself. Not to say that. But they are co-workers. It's as much his show as it is her show. But I feel like Frank saw it as an opportunity to go viral, maybe at Wanda's expense. And so he didn't do what he normally would have done in any other situation.
Yeah, so you're saying he expected her to be a good sport about it, and Probably. He thought wrong?
Probably.
Okay, so that's what this is all about, because I swear, for the last 48 hours, I'm thinking, like, okay, she's Team Wanda, but it's about the principle.
Yeah, and it's not, like I said, it's not really all about Wanda. It's about the situation of women being in corporate America. I've been a woman in corporate America, a black woman in corporate America, having to bow down to all of these men in the situation, making her feel some kind of way. And I know y'all are like, oh, no, it's Michelle, you're seeing yourself in the situation. No, it's not about me seeing myself in the situation. It's about me seeing this interview for what it is. Like, if you see it, you know what I know. You see what happened outside of the situation. You see how her husband handled it. It's a lot going on in the situation. A lot of pieces of the pie that's bigger than just that interview.
Yeah, have we considered that just imagine that there are children in the sandbox and she threw a rock at the boy that was perceived to be the bully?
You know what?
On the playground?
Even with that analogy, Wanda made a similar statement when she said something about, she expected Frank to be the daddy and to stop these two kids from playing.
Right, and that's not very professional.
Mm-hmm.
That's not very professional. I can understand the whole gender, the whole gender ganging up on you thing. I can understand that.
Okay.
Because I've been there too.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there too. I'm an Air Force veteran, and I've worked around all men, and it was very uncomfortable at all times.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm feeling you on that principle.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I have to admit it was Wanda's fault, because when he was talking about cooking lasagna for his kids just out of the blue, he asked her about what she cooks, and she brought up broccoli.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag broccoli, right? And everybody laughed at her.
Right. That
made her feel so uncomfortable that she chose to go in with a personal attack about being an inmate. Yeah, that's what, stay in jail, I bet, and that was uncalled for.
Okay.
Because they were just talking about broccoli, for guys. They were laughing at broccoli. And it made her feel some type of way. And her lack of professionalism didn't allow her to say, well, that's not all I cook for my family. I'm just getting started. She didn't go that route. She immediately attacked his criminal record. Right. That is not cool.
His criminal record.
On any level.
His hair, his sexuality. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't there for that. He was invited. He was persuaded to be there. And then you attack I'm here so you can talk about my criminal record. Oh no, we about to have one today. And it went on from there. She started it because she couldn't handle being laughed at for giving the impression that all she cooks for her family is
broccoli.
Something like, something, right, broccoli, hashtag broccoli, right? And that's what it said. It started with hashtag broccoli, baby. I'm serious. And from there, her only comeback was unprofessional. Okay. She tried to go for the jugular, and he pulled her heart out.
And I said that. I said he killed a fly with a sledgehammer.
Well, I mean, as far as her coworkers not sticking up for her, they may have some underlining disdain for her. They, because that's true. That's true. Once you pick up on a person's code that you close to, either they would have known that if she going that deep, that means she's disturbed about something, and they would have shut it down. But they wanted it to continue. So yeah, I think I know what it's like to work around men. They're very mischievous,
right?
Especially if you don't like it.
Right.
And we're not crazy. As women, we're not crazy for perceiving that. It's just that we don't know how to explain it.
Right.
But yeah, when they don't like you, baby, they're very mischievous, and she's not wrong for thinking that. However, you gotta learn to be professional if you're gonna be on the porch with the big dogs. You gotta maintain your composure. And she lost her composure. Her colleagues didn't pick up on that because perhaps they,
her colleague. It was only one. Well, in the room, that is, because remember, Katt and Red were there.
Maybe he don't like her. Maybe he doesn't like her, and she probably feels hurt because if he really liked me, he would have known that for me to insult a guest, I'm being triggered, and he would have stopped it.
Maybe.
I don't. But I came to change your mind, and I see what's still at the
change my mind. I'm not. I said what I said, and I ain't changing. But thank you so much.
Kiki.
I know, right? Thank you, caller.
Yes, Miss Brown. Thank you. Good night.
Appreciate it. Bye-bye. Caller 7512, you're on the line.
Hey, Michelle.
Hi.
Kia.
Hi, Kia.
So, this is the thing. That whole damn fiasco was a fucking shit show. Excuse my language. It was a shit show. We got Frank and the other guy, the other comedian, who could have went bantering back and forth. Oh, Katt, come on, don't go in on the lip gloss, this, that, or whatever. Tell everybody we're gonna be there at the show, whatever the comedy club is tonight, or when we're gonna be there. They could have did that very easily. Right. Frank and the other guy, they bent over, and laughing, crying. Like it was hilarious to see that, and she's out there.
Drowning. It's like she was out there drowning, and they just pulled out her phones and recorded it for world.
They didn't give not two fucks. Now she should think about some career moves at this point, because you know what? She done came there. The husband done called. He looked like Scooby-Doo, something from Scooby-Doo, running down the street after a little bit, dropping the gun.
I just want to see the footage. I know the footage going to come out this week. I want to see the footage of this big dude running after Katt Williams.
Somebody into the food line. I mean, Katt Williams. I mean, how many more characters of Katt Williams do we have that looks so ridiculous? I mean, the whole damn thing, the shit show, the son done showed up there. Oh, this is so... nobody thought about how badly this could go, like, before they went.
Right,
okay,
they had no idea.
You got a gun.
They had no
You got a gun to confront this man. Okay, maybe, or did you want to confront Mr. Frank with this gun? You could easily talk to Mr. Williams. Hey, man, you didn't need to do that. And even if he did say, I'll tear you up, too. Okay, we all have been bit by a mosquito, so what? what you
But
do.
the same way Katt tried to kill that fly with a damn sledgehammer. Her husband tried to do the same thing by bringing that gun to talk to that little bitty man.
Yeah, he trying to shoot a fly with a damn cannon. Get out of here! I mean, come on! I mean, really, this is just so damn ridiculous. And and this is the other thing. Corporate America is looking at us, black people, people of color, as like, y'all are so rich. Got Cardi B and Nicki and Madison, everybody doing this, and we're all out here that can't control ourselves. I mean, how about sit down and say, hey man, if my wife get out of pocket, just go ahead and cut her right. Because she was the one that instigated that stuff. You don't come to talk. You don't ask somebody, oh, please, Michelle, please come to my house. Please come to my house. And then I turn the script and say something that's disrespectful to you. No. And then be like, how come my husband didn't come in, or I get my sister to come talk to you or some stuff. No, you started that. You created that. I understand that you say Mr. Frank should have done something. Yeah, but if he does not really, he threw her under the bus. He threw her under the bus and put it in reverse and ran over again. So she might have some other stuff going on. Going on there about that.
Yeah,
but that was a whole damn shit show. That whole thing was a goddamn the husband running down. It sounded like a cartoon.
I feel like if it was as innocent as people are trying to make it seem, if everybody's like, oh, it's just jokes, there wouldn't be a debate. If it was just that innocent, if it was just jokes, it wouldn't be people feeling a certain kind of way. That it wouldn't have been viral. As many people are saying it's just jokes, there are people who are not commenting at all, and it's like just appalled by it. So because I have the unpopular opinion, I'm not gonna change my mind.
No, I don't call it to change your mind. I'm just calling to say, look at it. It looks like Ringling Brothers, Ramen Bailey.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. The psychology of something going viral is several different things, and the reason why it went viral is because several different personality types are looking at this and seeing something different, and we're all seeing something. We're all seeing a shit show.
Right.
And then now we got the husband and the son that then showed up. Possibly they're gonna get their ass. He shouldn't even have. Number one, if he brought a weapon and it wasn't holstered properly, now it's going to fall out because you wasn't carrying it the right way.
Right.
You shouldn't have I have a concealed weapons permit. You shouldn't have it if you. And the next thing, Katt Williams is small. That's not equal use of deadly force or equal use of force.
But look, Katt Williams is also known to wave a gun around, so he didn't know if Katt was packing or not either.
Exactly. So what are you doing? You were looking there to escalate, not de-escalate. You were looking there to escalate with somebody. Now, either it was Katt or either it was Mr. Frank.
Or either he just carries a gun to the club every week. Who knows?
Well, if he's going in that type of environment, he needs to rethink his extracurricular activities. Maybe. If you need to be strapped like that, you need to be looking at some more upscale type of places.
Well, this is Atlanta.
Okay.
People carrying that.
All right. Now, Miss Michelle, we need to know what kind of recipes, what you put in your broccoli. What you put in your water.
Water, butter, and salt.
I put chicken broth in my broccoli.
Yeah, and a little bit of cheese sometimes. A little bit of cheese.
Yeah.
My kids love my broccoli. I can make a really good
broccoli. Would they show up to the club with a gun?
Yes, honey, they will whip your ass for my broccoli. Anyway.
All right. But let's move everyone next. Thank you. Good night, y'all.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Ooh, there's an anonymous on the line. Should I skip it or should I answer it? What do y'all think? Y'all know anonymous calls are like opening Christmas presents. I don't know what I'm going to get, child. What do y'all think? Should I open it or should I go to the next one? Press 1 if I should open it. Press 2 if I should skip over it. If y'all want to hear some serious calls or if we don't know what's going to happen. And hello to all the new subscribers. Welcome to the squad. Welcome to the squad. Y'all with the shits. Y'all are with the shits. Whew. Okay, let me prepare. Okay. Hello, Anonymous. You're on the line.
Hello, Michelle. How are you?
I'm good. Who am I speaking with?
I'm the voice of reason.
Okay.
Now, I called you on yesterday or the day before yesterday, and you always say the same thing about anonymous callers. Anonymous callers are your friends.
Okay.
I want you to remember that.
Well,
okay?
If you know what I know, you might not think that.
Okay, so listen, I'm the lady. Well, you'll probably remember as I speak, but I'm going to be brief.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you this. You caused me to think, to put on my thinking cap.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to go in tonight, family, because I really got the gist of this situation after watching the response of Frank and Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that we can't change your mind, but I want to appeal to the business side of you, Michelle.
Okay.
Because the first thing that I recognize about you is that you're a savvy businesswoman.
Okay.
Right?
Yes. Hopefully.
And so let me put this out here. Firstly, I want to say that as a savvy businesswoman who deals in the social media construct on a daily basis, I want you to know that what I found out after reviewing this rebuttal with Wanda and Frank, so I researched the radio station. I have been listening to them, but I had never researched them. They have never gone viral before. Let me put that out there. All right? Now, you know where I'm going with this.
We had this.
Now, having said that, right?
Uh-huh.
I realize now that Katt Williams did them a favor.
Okay.
All right? Now, you being a savvy businesswoman, I want you to tell me and your listening audience, what can a viral video or a viral situation do for a radio station or any social media content
it can
provider?
It can increase, for the radio station, it can increase ratings. For your YouTube channel, it can increase your subscriber base and it can increase your monetary gains for the month. 2 million views, I don't know, maybe like $6,000 or so, somewhere around there or more, for that one video. It just like, I mean,
that's for YouTube, but I'm saying for a radio station.
Yes, for a radio station, it's
in the Georgia Sticks.
Yes.
Okay, now let's keep it real here. For them to go viral, they have never gone viral before, right?
True.
And they went viral with this situation with Wanda. Now, I'm appealing to the business side of you, Michelle. Now, here's my second point.
Okay.
Okay? Now, if you watch the full response to the Katt Williams and Wanda debacle,
mm-hmm.
Did you watch the thing in its entirety? That's my first question to you.
Yes. No, well.
Okay.
Yes and no. I watched the response in pieces, so I don't know if I saw all of it because I couldn't just sit and watch the whole 45 minutes.
Here's my next question: did you hear Wanda? I'm jumping ahead, but did you hear Wanda when she said that Katt Williams said to her, "I told you that if you start fucking with me, you're gonna go viral." Did you hear her say that?
Yes, I mentioned that earlier. Yes.
All right. Just want to be clear. Now, let me go in here, family. Now, here's the thing. They were going to use Katt Williams. But see, Katt Williams is clever. And what we need to understand about Katt Williams is he was raised by a two-parent family, and they are both educators. So his form of comedy and his business savvy is very clever. And because he is a what you would call grassroots, and he is self-promoting, he has to be smarter and more clever than the next man, right?
Okay.
Now, Wanda knows this. She knows this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to bring you to the point of Frank. You said Frank should have taken up for her or intervened, but did you hear what Frank said? He said to Wanda straightly, he said, "You have embarrassed guests." He He said, you have humiliated people.
In the past, yes.
But in the past, wait a minute, he said, and he even gave in a situation in which she embarrassed people who were dealing with personal issues. And he told her, he said, I'm not a comedian. And I felt like that's your genre. So it was for me to fall back. And she said, yes, Frank, you're right, right? And then Frank went on to talk about his filing bankruptcy and his divorce and how he was embarrassed. He said, but I had to eat it. Essentially, Frank was telling her, you had this baby, bitch, and you need to rock it. As simple as that. And I want to say this.
Okay.
Now that I realize that they have never gone viral, and what Katt Williams said to her, she gave me a total understanding. First of all, she needs to respect a master. Katt Williams helped them out. Not only did he help them out, he also helped Red out, right? Mm-hmm. Because now more people probably went to the opening or will come to that comedy show now that this particular incident has gone viral.
Would
right?
they, if they know people with guns at the comedy show?
More people will come to the show now because this has gone viral. He has brought attention. He has given them probably $500,000 worth of advertisements that they couldn't afford to purchase.
Okay.
All right. Now, let me show you where Wanda is shady. Let me show you where she's shady.
Okay.
She started talking about all the things that she does. Nobody asked her ass that, right? She started talking about what she does, and then she equated herself with Oprah and Beyonce. Girl, please. I knew that about her, but I didn't say because I wasn't sure. See, she thinks she's more than she is. She's not on the level of Oprah and Beyonce, first of all.
And see, here
right?
we are again trying to diminish this woman for whatever.
I'm not trying to diminish her.
You're saying
Michelle,
she's not on the level of this person or that person. That doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things and what we're talking about as far as the disrespect. And yeah, I get where you're going, but you're trying to say that she deserved it, and I get it. That's how you feel, but I still don't feel that way. You didn't change my mind.
Well, here's the thing. She didn't catch on because now that I've reviewed all of this, I feel like not only was Katt Williams helping them by being there, did you not hear her say she begged him to come in and be interviewed?
Yes.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
All right. So you beg somebody to be interviewed, then you poke the bear, as you say, Michelle, and then going to try to act like a victim? No. Wanda, I'm going to tell you what the radio station needs to do. They need to replace Wanda, right? She is out of touch and not in tune with the industry. Somebody's helping you by even gracing you with their presence, and then you want to insult them, and then you want to get all in your feelings and have your husband get the strap.
But what
I'm saying? Because your feelings are hurt. I think they need to fire Wanda. That's what they need to do. She's the drag.
Katt used their platform to get a little bit more buzz. He came into their house.
No, ma'am. See, here's what happened. Wanda thought she was going to use Katt, and here was Katt's position. Use me, because I might need to use you, but you're not going to abuse me, bitch. That's what he was saying to Wanda. She tried to abuse him. He was okay with her using him by dragging him into the interview, but when she tried to abuse him, that's when he drew the line. So Michelle, you're gonna have to let Wanda rock this baby on her own.
But she gonna rock it anyway. I'm just having a discussion. I'm not taking on her demons or whatever, but I get where you're coming from, but
let her go, mama. Let her go. She was out of line, okay? And this is not the situation where the black woman is disrespected. This is the situation where the black woman tries to act like, she said that she expected Frank to be the daddy. See, this one of them women that wear two hats. She's supposed to be the strong black woman and want to kick down doors and try to take black men's manhood. But when they respond to her, she wants a black man to come to her rescue. I don't think so. I'm telling you, Michelle, let her go. Okay. Let Wanda go. Okay? Right. I'm going to hang up. I want you to know I still respect you. I still love you.
I respect you as well.
And I'm going to still listen.
We just have a difference of opinion. Oh, I'm blurry in the black. Well, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you.
All right. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye. Caller 7850, you're on the line.
Hey, Michelle, it's Robert from
Hi,
Twitter.
Robert.
How are you?
Good. How are you
So
tonight?
let me just say that I'm well. Me and you agree, so I'm just going to give a few talking points of how I see it. One, I watched the Wanda explanation today thanks to the clip, and then I found a longer clip. And so let me just say that even if all the conspiracy theories are true and she went in trying to poke his buttons, there is something called professionalism. And you can't poke the bear unless the bear wants to be poked, right? Mm-hmm. And so, like, there are people who call in and go in on you all the time, and you don't give them the reaction that they're looking for because you have self-control. Mm-hmm. Why is nobody talking about this grown man who literally fought a teenager less than 5 years ago, still lacking self-control? You can't say that, she needs to respect him as a man, but he's not acting like a man. If he didn't want to do that interview, he should have just said, I'm here for my boy Red, address my boy Red, let me sit in the cut and leave me alone. Yeah. But once you agree to do something, you can't then be passive aggressive. And what got me, and I don't know if we agree on this part, it wasn't just Wanda who asked him to do the interview, but why was he directing his vitriol only at her?
Right.
Everybody wanted him to do that. The program director wanted him to do the interview. He's Katt Williams. He doesn't mean anything to me, but he's popular, in other parts of the community in the world. So I'm not...
Frank Ski did not want him on the show, he would not have been on the show. So it wasn't just Wanda's decision to ask him to come. She was just the one that they used to beg him to come in.
Yeah, and so this whole, she went too far, well, at the end of the day, you have a choice. It's not what you call me, it's what I answer to. And I think that's the fundamental, dynamic missing from this discussion. Katt Williams, if it was a bait, he took the bait. And now people are like, oh, well, Wanda is this and Wanda is that. Well, Katt Williams has a whole laundry list of fuckery that nobody is talking about, but yet people want to bring up what Wanda has done in previous interviews. Well, okay, this grown man literally fought a child, so we know he's unstable. We don't need to know anything else about him. And so I say that to say, I don't know about the husband and the gun situation, but I also don't like how we're still blaming the black woman for that. Like, when do the black men take some responsibility for their actions? You can't say that Wanda is so powerful that she can provoke Katt Williams to show his ass and then make her husband almost, go to jail for life for, potentially
also, she's being blamed for everything. She's being blamed for,
exactly
poking the bear.
And I don't
She's being blamed for the way she feels after poking the bear. She's being blamed for her husband approaching the bear. She's being blamed for her husband pulling a gun on the bear. It's all her fault that all of these things happen. And I don't think that, she should take the bulk of the blame of everything.
But, and that's what I'm saying. And I think your opinion or your stance has been, okay, it was fuckery and everybody was wrong, but why are we only focusing on, giving Wanda 50 lashes? Right. And I think that's the right assessment. Like, you're not saying, oh, Wanda is 100% right. You're just saying, there's responsibility to go around and everybody needs to take some responsibility. And I think that that's scary that there are so many, black women calling in, excusing it. And it's like, okay, he didn't call her a bitch or a hoe, but he was still very misogynistic. And it's like, we need to get away from saying, oh, well, we can only call men sexist if they say the word bitch or hoe. Other than that, it's fair game, because what she said, there were some things that I had a problem with about what she said, but then other things were superficial. His outfit was bad. So you can't say that, him going in on her lipstick is not a problem, but her going in on his outfit is, because they're both superficial or they're both super serious. Right. And so, I love you, so I'm going to let you go.
Angry black woman, whichever term that he used to call her, sarcastically. My thing is, once he said that, that was bringing to light, how he really felt about the situation.
Yeah, and one last thing before I let you go. Our assessment was right from the other day. You and I both agreed something happened before they got on air, and he wasn't able to put his professionalism cap on.
Right.
And so, to me, he takes the responsibility for that. I get asked to do 1,001 things every day. If I choose to do it, I don't get to cry like a little baby and have a petulant temper tantrum. There is something called agency and free will. Do what you want or don't do it at all. And so, in this situation, nobody was right, but I'm more team Wanda than anybody else. So I love you, and I will let you go and go back to the comment section and listen. So hope you enjoy your night.
I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Caller 6523.
Hi, Michelle. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Okay, I'm going to make this really quick, okay?
Okay.
Let me point out 3 things.
Okay.
First, how come no one is talking about the comment she made when she called him a little woman? Don't you think that's gay bashing and size bashing? And then she started talking about his hair. Don't you think that's natural hair bashing? Then she started talking about his clothes. Don't you think that's label bashing? For one, if you say something about somebody, expect for them to have a comeback. And I'm really tired of hearing people like Robert say, well, black women should be mad. Look, I'm a fair person, okay? I'm a woman, a black woman, and I'm a very fair person. Okay. What he was doing and what the men were doing, because I heard you and somebody else say, well, all these men in this room and they, gang up on her. No, she caused it. And all they were doing was laughing, and they were laughing at the stuff she was saying. It just said most of the stuff she was saying was not funny. It was mean-spirited, okay? So he just had a comeback.
You don't think anything he said was mean-spirited?
To be honest, she could have took that way because he talked about her size, but again, that was a reaction for her calling him
about her size. He
small.
called her Dumbo or something. Dummy or Dumbo.
He didn't call her dumb. That Michelle.
When
that did not happen. I watched it over and over.
When he talked about the script, who was he calling dumb
But
again?
he wasn't calling her dumb. He was just saying that if you know how to read, then you should be able to read the script. He didn't call her dumb at all. Michelle, I really do think you need to watch that again with open. You need to really, because Michelle, I'm sorry, you really do sound like you hate Katt, and you're nothing but Team Wanda.
I sound like I hate
what
Katt?
I have always told my daughter, listen, what I have always told my daughter, because she can tend to be a shit starter. Because like I said, I'm a realist. If you can be my best friend or my mama, if you do some dumb shit, I cannot side with you for dumb shit. Now, I'm not going to let anybody beat your ass. Mm-hmm. But when we get behind closed doors, I'm going to tell you, you started that shit. And so what I have always told my daughter, when you do dumb shit, expect dumb shit to come back at you. And as far as women, I'm not going to talk about a man hitting a woman. I'm just going to talk about a man talking about a woman like a dog. If you say some dumb shit to that man, expect for him to say some dumb shit back to you. It's only a problem because he lit into that ass. And he was just so calm with it. And she was really mad because, for one, he was getting the best of her. And the stuff she was saying about him that she thought was going to get to him, it did not. It didn't get to him. Now, let me say this. I did notice he looked like Game On when she started talking about the hair, because everybody knows he loved his hair. So he had to stop and look. And I think that's when he also noticed, oh, she's serious. She's really coming at me. So then he said in his mind, Game On. I'm not going to hold any boy. I'm going to light into your ass. And that's what he did. Don't give me that, and I'm so sick of this. Oh, you against the black woman. Don't do no bullshit. If you don't do no bullshit, then he wouldn't have to talk about you like that. And Michelle, like I said, it really do sound like you team Wanda because you're not saying what Wanda did. You just like,
I said Wanda called him gay. Well, insinuated that he was gay. I said Wanda talked about his 19 inches of nappy hair and said Go Shay need to come fix it. I said that she talked about his cheap suit and he said it was Versace. I talked about all of that, but my point being was he killed a fly with a sledgehammer. He didn't have to go as hard as he did. He didn't have to say the thing. I feel like a lot of the things that Wanda was coming back with, she was just trying to just get through the interview. She was laughing inappropriately. She was laughing at things that wasn't even funny. She was just trying to get through the day to get out of there. That was just my opinion.
Wanda, let me tell you what Charlamagne said, okay? Even though right now he should not have given Katt Williams the donkey of the day, but let me say something he had said that I always felt like it was so true. You cannot tell somebody how to react. You can't tell
the
me
same thing
if we
with Wanda.
in a battle.
So you're saying you can't tell Katt how to react, but you can tell Wanda?
We're in a battle. For one, they're both comedians. So if we're in a battle, and this is something that's going to be on YouTube, and it's going to be out there in the world, if you say something to me, my goal is to kill you. My goal is to take you
what
out,
makes his
no matter
what makes his being him being offended justify and her not? What makes her feelings not justified?
Let me say this too. No, and let me say this too, and I'm going to let you go. Because like you said, no matter what, you're going to have your opinion, and no matter what, I'm going to have my opinion. Okay. But this is the other thing.
Okay.
You keep saying, well, he was a guest. So if I'm a guest to your house, if you invite me over to your house, let's just say it's 90 degrees outside. Don't invite me to stay over to your house for the weekend and you don't turn the damn air on. That's disrespectful. And that's how I feel about her. If you
don't come to my house if you expect my air to be over 72 or lower than 72, because that's why I keep it. If you expect it to be 68, don't come over here acting like, you run this house when it's my house.
But you invited me as a guest. So
if I invite you as a guest, your guest privileges only go so far. I'm not giving you my home.
But you know what? I would never stay in your house then, because if I have hot flashes and I come over to your house and you know I have hot flashes, no, let's just say you don't know I have hot flashes. If you invite me to come to your house and stay the weekend, you're supposed to always ask me, do you feel comfortable? Do you need this? Come on now. That's home training. That's simple 101 home training. You invite me over for the weekend, and if you normally keep your air at 72, when I come over, and if I say I'm hot, then you need to bring it down to 68.
But who gonna be around when it's time to pay my light bill?
I'm only gonna be over there for the weekend. You invited me. So you
Okay. If you come over, I'll put the L on 68 just for you.
Michelle, let me say this, I'm going to go. Okay. Then never invite me to your house. Love you.
Love you
Bye.
too. Bye. Y'all crack me up. 4596. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi, you're on the line.
Oh, I'm calling Michelle. I'm Lori out of Atlanta, and I wholeheartedly agree with you. I think Wanda was set up.
Ooh, see, I think so too. I don't even know about technically set up in the studio, but I do think she was set up as far as that going online, and she didn't know it.
After fact, exactly. Frank was the one who told her to go in there to ask for Katt Williams to come out to be interviewed. She was doing what Frank said. Even though she said she was a fan, I think Wanda got a little nervous once the broccoli comment, and she didn't know how to come back. And I think Frank, as being her co-host, should have stepped in. Mm-hmm. And I think he left her out there.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for agreeing with me. At least I got
Thank
one
you.
on my team. ATLien won. Katt
Yes.
Williams $1 million.
Thank you. I just wanted to say I agree.
Thank you. I appreciate
Good
it.
night.
Somebody out there got some sense. Thank you so much. Caller 8645.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Who am I speaking with?
My name is London from California.
Hi, London from California.
Hey, so now as I'm sitting here and I watch the video, and to me it's like, I feel like it's kind of biased through the whole situation. Like,
That is
like to your point
what
that you
an
made
opinion
earlier.
normally is. But yes, I am very
Yeah,
biased.
of course. You know, to your point that you said that, you know, she invited Katt Williams to her show.
Uh-huh.
So I understand that, but just because you invite somebody to your show doesn't mean that you can say something to them in a disrespectful manner and not expect a response back.
So
At the end of the day, I feel like it was a battle between funny versus unfunny, and she got offended because no one laughed at her joke.
Okay.
I mean, if you look at, like I said, it didn't really bother me. I thought the whole thing on YouTube was actually funny. It actually made me watch and try to seek more of her like shows out on YouTube and things like that. But now, as I start to see the press that she's doing and like kind of playing the victim role, it's kind of like deterring me from wanting to even search her up and look at her anything different. I would have took it like a right on the chin and just kind of laughed it off and really didn't care about it.
She probably did laugh it off when it happened, but after it went viral and then it affected her family, her husband, her kids, or whatever the situation may be.
What was affected?
I'm sorry?
What was affected? He didn't say anything like disrespectful. He didn't like call her any B words. Like
he called her. He insinuated she was an angry black woman. He talked about he used all of the typical African American stereotypes, talking about high blood pressure, talking about her nails, talking about her lip gloss, talking about in a room full of men. He tried to diminish her womanhood, and that is just my opinion.
But we can't. I mean, but I understand you have a great following, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, but we can't say that. Like, there are comedians. Like, everyone knows as a comedian,
but they weren't at the comedy club. They were at the radio station, and it was an interview. He wouldn't have did that on Good Morning America. He wouldn't have did that on the Larry King show.
I could tell you one thing that my mom always taught me. My mom always taught me you can never blame a person for how they react. So if you was to slap somebody and he was to whip out a gun and shoot you, like, you can't blame him for that.
Y'all keep saying that, but can you blame her for feeling the way she felt? You can't blame him, but why are you blaming her? She felt offended.
So if you're at her
husband felt offended. So why are y'all blaming them? You can't tell a person how to react.
He's a comedian, correct?
He's a comedian too.
So everyone knows if I'm going to interview a comedian, I know he's going to have jokes for me. I'm not going to take anything he said personal. Like I said, I watched the interview. There was nothing personal there.
Why wasn't he gunning for anybody else in the room? Why wasn't he gunning at Frank Ski? And why didn't Frank Ski assist? Why didn't he intervene? That is why there are two hosts of the show, because they're supposed to feed off each other. Go ahead.
Did Frank say anything about Katt Williams? Did Frank sit right there and call Katt Williams a little girl, little mama? Talking about his hair. Did Frank say any of that? Did Red Grant say any of that?
But did she say any of that in response to anything, or did she just bring that up out the blue?
All I'm saying is that we can't sit back and say that, oh, Katt Williams is this evil person, because he's not. All he did was, if someone's going to say a joke about you, if you're at your in-laws' house and they say a joke about you, you're going to say one back. You're not just going to sit right there and allow that, but yet you're not going to go home and start crying about it and make a big deal out of it. It was comedy. It was funny. It was nothing personal in that at all.
But if it was if it was comedy, if it was just funny, if it was nothing personal, it would not have went viral.
Okay, did you not laugh? Did you not laugh through any of that?
No, I didn't.
No,
it was cringeworthy. I didn't laugh. It was cringeworthy.
Cringeworthy?
Cringeworthy.
Crazy.
I grimaced through the entire thing. I was like, oh.
What was the one thing that Katt Williams said that was really that bad that made you were like, I can't watch it? What was the one thing he said?
When he was talking about her gnarled fingers, when he was talking about her cheap jewelry, even though she had a wedding ring on. Yeah.
So that was so bad, but what about about her calling him a little girl and calling him little mama?
What about him calling her big mama?
And
what about him
to
saying
go
she's
to
only big on the radio?
so
There was a lot of insults
so
between the both of them. I'm not saying either one of them was right.
Her insults were like more damaging than his was. His was funny. It's kind of like the Nick.
You think her insults were more damaging?
Okay, I promise you. I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna be done, and you can respond to it. It's kind of like the same situation on the MTV with the Nick Cannon and Azalea Banks. With the DC Young Fly, didn't say anything bad about her, just called her ugly and compared her to Cardi B. That was it.
That is bad. That is bad.
Went on this
Why would
whole
you call her ugly?
tyrant and did all of this evil stuff and making it seem like this person was attacking them and belittling her when it was just a small joke. Katt Williams did the same thing, didn't really bash her, didn't do anything. If anything, like I said, everyone wants to kind of be sexist and biased through this whole situation where it's like, oh, he's a man, so he shouldn't do that. At the end of the day, men have feelings too.
Oh,
like we can't.
But
like,
women don't.
We can't
Women don't have feelings. Her feelings are justified.
and
Y'all keep saying that men have feelings, but women have feelings too. That's why her husband ended up getting involved because there were 3 men there who didn't understand that this woman had feelings.
Okay, why is she in the business then? You can't be a public figure and not expect your feelings to be hurt.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. We go through it every day.
She had a 9 to 5. She can go there. Her boss can tell her, I said pick up them papers. She gonna call her husband. He gonna bring up a gun? Like who? To me, at the end of the day,
if he called her a fat bitch and you said pick up them papers, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? But why should it be wrong that her husband defended her honor? Why should that be wrong? If Katt came up to her and cursed at her, if Katt came up to her and cursed at her at the club, which is what she alleges happened, and her husband said, "Hey, yo, let me talk to you for a minute," and he ran and he chased her, who's wrong?
Alleged. She's allegedly saying all this stuff, so you're agreeing and believing her. So that's bias. You can't be biased towards the situation that she wasn't there for.
Why can't I? None of us were there. We're all biased. You're biased. I'm biased. Everybody who watched that video is biased. So what are you saying?
We're all telling you what we saw on the video. Like all you're talking about, and like I said, I'm enjoying the debate. I'm in the comments. I'm reading the comments on YouTube as I'm going. And it's like everyone's saying the same thing. She got what she deserved. You can't do something like that and make jokes about somebody.
If everyone told you to jump off the bridge, would that make it right? It doesn't matter what everybody says. More people complain. More people will complain about a business than will praise it. More people will write complaint letters than they will write letters praising the service. So at the end of the day, I don't mind if more people disagree with me than agree. I don't mind.
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is this, like I said at the beginning, after I saw the situation with her and Katt going into it, I loved the debate. I loved the exchange. I went to look for more of her content. But once I saw that she was trying to play the victim, it's like, you can't do that. You can't do that. If you are a comedian and you say a joke about a comedian and he comes back,
did you watch her response? She said she's not that type of comedian. She don't do the dozens. She wasn't trying to do that. She said she was a fan of Katt when she came. So
there's no stipulations to being a comedian. You can't say, hey, I'm a comedian, so I can say this about you, but you can't say nothing about me. No, it don't work like that. Who's not to say? Katt Williams has been being called gay for like the last 10, 20 years as a comedian. So that could have struck a nerve in him.
Okay.
Everyone knows after all the comments that she made, you see his gesture and how his posture changed. So by her calling him a little mama, and he tried to like let her know, like, no, I might be little mama's boyfriend or husband. And she said, no, you are little mama. So why is it that women have to only be that? And I'm not sexist. I got a daughter, I got a wife. I'm not sexist or biased. I'm just saying right is right, wrong is wrong.
Okay.
You can't sit back and only listen to what Katt Williams said and say, "Oh, that was so hurtful."
I listened to what both of them said. I said they both did. They both played a part in the situation.
No, it's not. I'm telling you, I've been watching. It's not. You're not going by that because all you keep saying is that, oh, allegedly this is what Katt Williams did, but no one knows that. You're going by a victim.
I'm going by the police report. I was going by the police report, and I'm going by her statement on the radio. That's what I'm going by. So I'm going by the same thing that y'all are going by. You're making your opinion. You're basing your opinion based on the same thing I'm basing my opinion off of. So what are you saying?
I'm just saying right now, all it is that I feel as a man is that I'm listening to this whole thing, and I'm like, it just seems so sexist. That's all that I'm hearing. It's just sexism. And I'm like, I can understand if Katt Williams really did something wrong, but it's not like that. You can't invite him on your shows and say a joke about him knowing, come on now, we know who Katt Williams is. Like, everyone has heard the type of comedy he is out. And he said in the interview or whatever, he was like, y'all must not know me from Wild 'N Out. He does this, so you can't talk about that type of person and expect him not to react. Okay. Come on now, you can't hit somebody and say, oh, I hit you once, so don't hit me 22 times. It don't work like that. If someone was to punch you in your face, you can't hit them one time and they be like, stop. No, you shouldn't have touched me.
Okay.
So stop. I think
I respect your opinion. That we will agree to disagree.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
No worries. Bye-bye.
Y'all be heated. 8564. Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you, Tracy. 8564. You're on the line.
Good evening, Michelle.
Good evening.
But please don't tell me you don't know who this is, because you should know this phone number by now.
This is Monique. I don't know the numbers, but I can give voices.
Yes, honey, this is Monique.
Hey.
So let me just start off by saying this. I feel like you disrespected me tonight.
How am I disrespecting you?
Because I called last night and you made this statement just a while ago with the 1 point that you received. Somebody out there got some sense. Now that was disrespectful.
Look, if I offended you,
I'm actually not, but I'm just proving the point.
Okay.
Because you talk about disrespect, and when you're saying that this whole situation between Wanda and Katt was disrespectful, and a lot of people don't get where you're coming from with the disrespect. Okay. I'm trying to show you that the statement you made saying that somebody finally got some sense, I could have took that very disrespectfully.
Okay.
But I'm really not, because I know that's not how you meant what you said.
Okay.
You meant I finally got one person to see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Now on to the next thing. When you even made the comment about on Good Morning America, like when you said about he would have never said nothing like that on Good Morning America, because Good Morning America wouldn't have asked him about what he cooked for his children unless he was writing a cookbook.
Okay.
Now, this is my point, because I went back and I watched this again.
Yes.
And I had to look at this again. And the thing that started all of this, and we have all been through this, you know how you might be sitting out talking and having an intellectual conversation with somebody, a group of people, and then somebody just come out their face with something that is crazy, and everybody look at each other and bust out laughing and be like, what the hell? Now, mind you, Katt was talking about lasagna. Yes, he was. But he did say because his children have different allergies, different situations, different things, he cooks lasagna with meat. Then he cooks vegetarian lasagna. Then he has to throw the wings with it. Then he has to round it off with a salad and some garlic bread. So it's like when he said, he just kind of broke his whole little story down. So then he said, Wanda, you have kids? Yes, I have 3 boys. Well, what do you cook for your 3 boys? And she said broccoli. And everybody was like, what? And from that moment, Michelle, she got in her feelings. And it was like she was so embarrassed. But it's like we all go through that when people are having a conversation and it's like somebody just said something that was a little, meaningful or something, and you come with somebody come with something that's like dumb, and you're like, what? What the hell? Broccoli? And that's where it went. And she immediately got in her feelings. Okay. And when he said,
so you think that's when it happened? You think
that's what if you look back at it, that's what started, because before then he went through all of we went through with Frank, talking about his his money finances, his own movies and all of that.
I think the entire video was tense.
But this is the thing, though. She was good until, I'm telling you, if you look at it again, when everybody laughed at her about the broccoli thing.
But what about him? Did you see when it changed in him? Everybody's focusing on her, trying to make her wrong, trying to make her be accountable for her.
No, I'm not trying to make her wrong.
Okay.
Because I'm not finished yet. Because now I'm about to give you 1.5 points. I'm not going to give you a whole point, but I'm going to give you a half a point for what you said tonight.
Okay.
But I'm not trying to make her wrong, but what I'm saying is, when everybody laughed at her with the broccoli thing, she immediately
got, like, you could see the hurt on her, and she really got defensive. But it was like, oh, I done talked about all of these different ways I cook lasagna. She got to boil some water. Like, that's all she have to do is boil water. And then everybody kind of laughed at that, and then she wanted, and that's how the Dozens actually kicked off. Because she came back at him with something smart, and he came back at her with something that was doubly smart. You understand what I mean? So that's where the Dozens part came into play, is when right at that moment. Now, what I'm agree with you on, because the whole time you've been talking about this, you have been making this a disrespect situation between Wanda and Katt. When you said tonight that I've been in corporate and I've had to deal with men and they do talk down to us and they do treat us a certain kind of way. See, at that point, I'm getting some of what you're saying, because last night, that's not how you were talking. You was just kind of making it be, you know, a Wanda and Katt situation. But actually, this, if you feel like that, and if you feel like, you know, what you're saying tonight, then this is really not a Wanda and Katt situation. This really needs to turn around and be a different kind of talk and topic on her co-host. And the fact that, and not so much that he did not defend her for being disrespected, because I still feel like the word disrespected is the wrong word. But when he saw that her feelings were hurt, then as a friend and as a co-host, that maybe he should have stepped in to help her out through that situation. But you keep on with this, with the titles and with everything that we've been talking about. You have been talking as is a Katt and Wanda situation. Now, I
keep saying it's bigger than Wanda. I feel like it's bigger than Wanda. It's bigger than Katt. I said they both played a part in the situation. And, like, I do agree that, you know, her co-host is there for a reason. It's Frank's show, actually. And, you know, there were a bunch of other things involved in the situation. But, yeah, it got bigger than what it should have been.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's just like, I looked at it again. I had to look at it again, and I'm like, when she just said something that after he broke that whole lasagna thing down, I'm telling you, when she said the water and the broccoli, everybody looked at each other like, what? Like, that's all she could come with?
Go watch her response video from today if you haven't already. And see.
I will watch it. You know, but I mean, somebody's response also can be. I mean, I can have a response for something that happens to me in a particular situation, but also when I sit down and I respond.
But she said it. She said she felt disrespected, and she said that she expected Frank to step in, and he, you know, was pretty defensive.
And I get that I feel the word disrespect. See, I'm big on words. The word disrespected is maybe the word that I have an issue with. Because disrespect is when somebody, I mean, I feel like she disrespected him more than he disrespected her when he talked about her. So, you know, she insinuated on him being gay. That was disrespectful. You know, a lipstick comment wasn't disrespectful. Even her talking about his food, that wasn't disrespectful. You know what I mean? Him saying something about her hair, that wasn't disrespectful. But when she came with the gay situation, that's a whole nother level. You know, that's a whole nother level of something. So maybe my thing is more with the word disrespect. Because again, it was a thing that when she said broccoli, everybody kind of laughed like, girl, that's all you got? And that's when the whole kind of playing the dozen thing came into play. But I still say, even after that, if you know you can't rock with him on that level, you could have stopped trying to shoot back at him. Like, you could have stopped trying to do a comeback. Because like you said, she said that I really don't do the dozens. That's not my type of comedy. Well, when you saw that wasn't your thing, you could have said, like somebody else said, okay, Katt, you got me. And that could have turned the whole situation around.
How did she know that she was in a game of dozens at that? You know, at
well,
the end of
because
the day,
anybody know they're in a game of dozens. Anybody know they're in a game of dozens. Because, I mean, come on now. After she said about the water, and after he said about the broccoli, after she said broccoli, and he said, really? So you gonna talk about their favorite meal is something about boiling water? And that's when she came back at him with something slick and sly. I can't remember what it was, but just let's say that's what she wanted to say, something about him being short or his hair or something. Right. That now she opened that up, Michelle. She opened that up when she came back with him with something about him. Okay. She could have at that point said, well, yeah, you know, that's what my family like and this, and that. But anyway, what about this show that's going to be going on, the comedy show, this, and that? That's not what she did. She come back that was on the lines of trying to play the dozens. Okay. So if you know that's not what you do, then you should have left it there when you tried to come back at him after he said something about all you got to do is boil water, add broccoli. Okay. She could have left it there. But I do agree with you when you said about how we get treated in corporate America and all of that. I do agree with you on that. You know, and maybe there are some previous issues between her and her coworker. Okay. So on that one, I do agree with you. But just the whole disrespect thing, I felt like it was more she was hurt. Okay. She was hurt by everybody laughing at her when the whole broccoli thing flew out her mouth. That was the beginning of it, actually. Okay. When you actually look at it, that was the beginning of it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your input, Miss Monique. I definitely appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Always.
All right.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Ooh, y'all is heated. I got a whole bunch of calls. Let me see. Oh, God. Am I going to stay on? Call it 7830. Uh-oh. This sounds serious.
Wait a minute. Michelle?
Yes. Who am I speaking with? Hello? Hello? Okay, I'll go.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes. Hello?
Hi.
Hey.
Girl, hey, the family is lit tonight.
I see. Man, I've been on almost 2 hours. I'm like, Lord, let me.
Yeah. And you know what I don't get? You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And 100 of us can watch the same video and get different interpretations.
True.
But what I don't get is somebody trying to tell you how to feel about what you felt.
Right.
You know, and what I seen in the video when it went left is when Katt Williams was dogging Tiffany Haddish.
Okay.
He was laying her low, and you know, just words. Yeah, the last caller was talking about the word disrespect. He was disrespecting that black child like she hadn't accomplished a damn thing, and she just like she didn't deserve. Yeah, and lied on her.
Some wrong things too. Like he said, she was married to a white man. Yeah.
And I love me some Katt Williams. I love me some Katt Williams. But he was on one, and what triggered him with Wanda was, like, you sitting there tonight trying to, you know, like, play the devil's advocate. You know, you feel a certain way, but, you know, you being open enough to receive everybody's comment. But what triggered, in my opinion, what I saw, what triggered him was Wanda was playing devil's advocate with Tiffany Haddish, about Tiffany, and trying to, as he was tearing her down, she was like, Girl Trip was funny, and then he went on a tangent about that, and she tried to come to her defense a little bit again, and that's when the shit show started. Yeah. Wanda was just as guilty, and she wasn't ready. She was not ready for the shit he unleashed on her. You know, she's a comedian, but he caught her off guard, and, you know, he snatched her wig. Okay, fine and good. You know, she was just as wrong when she got embarrassed, and she restored it to, you know, talking about his size, you know, the little things that, you know, hurt a man.
Her husband.
Yeah, ego.
Involved. What do you think about her husband getting involved?
That was team too much.
Really?
You know. Yeah, I'm glad he got involved, but it could have went all kind of wrong. You know, it could have went worse. So I applaud him for standing up for his woman, but the gunplay, it was too much.
Mean, the police report said they didn't see him technically pull a gun on Katt Williams. He said he dropped the gun. The only video footage that they have shows him chasing Katt Williams into the Food Lion. But they don't know what happened in the Food Lion.
I hadn't got that update.
It's on straight from the A.com. You can read the full police report and the update.
Okay.
But they saw him chasing, but then when the police came, because apparently Katt called the police, and when the police came and questioned Lamar's, he said that yes, he had a gun and that it fell out of his waistbands. And he picked it up, but he didn't point it. That's what he said. So I don't know. We don't know what happened.
But yeah, I'm glad he did, stick up for his woman, because that was way too, he went in too hard, for just, if it had been about broccoli or if it had been about, something as surface level as they were going, it wouldn't have got that far. It got personal with Katt. And then he, about Tiffany. Because Wanda was picking up, he feels a way about Tiffany Haddish. And there was no way to deny
Kevin Hart. And coincidentally, Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish are in a movie that's about to drop any day now. So, yeah.
And he called her real ugly. Right. He was just full of, but that's his friend, though. Right. But that may be the way they play, and they get down like that. But for an interview, she was a horrible interviewer, because it was, wasn't ready. Right. But it didn't deserve the level of disrespect that, he delivered. So, you're right. You get the right to feel the way you want to feel, because everybody's entitled, everybody's, their own individual with their own thoughts. So
should there be a line drawn with comedians? Like my situation, my thing is, you're not on stage. This was an interview, so I feel like a line should have been drawn somewhere in the sand as far as this is concerned.
But that shouldn't even, that shouldn't be. That's par for the course. Mm-hmm. You conduct yourself when you in somebody's house, and somebody, the way you supposed to act. You'll get treated in return, but it went way out of line. And there was, it was pox on both of their houses as far as, there was a shit show.
Yeah.
But she didn't start it. He was triggered by Tiffany Haddish and the shit he had just ran down about her. And Wanda was trying to, come to her defense a little bit, not caping for it, but, just playing the devil's advocate. Okay. And he didn't like that.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your input. I'm going to try to get a few more calls before I hang up, since I got everybody holding.
All right, baby. You hang up. Love you.
Thank you so much. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, y'all was really in your feelings about this situation. Caller 8776. Hello.
Is that me, Michelle?
That is you.
Hey, girl, how you doing? This is Janet from New Jersey.
Yes, New Jersey.
Girl, I'm mad at you. Why are we starting all this mess?
What'd I do?
You know that girl deserves that.
Why y'all think she deserved that? Nobody deserved that. If it was you, would you deserve it? Would you deserve it to go viral for all your friends and family to feel a certain kind of way? Would you?
Listen, I ain't got cussed out by the best in front of the best, so it don't make me no never mind. But here's my thing. She started it, all right, he finished it, point blank. Now you tell us, well, she's a woman. Well, where do gender equality come into play? And why do her co-workers got to put on a cape and run to her rescue when they both, supposed to be equal?
Because it is a radio show. That is why they have co-hosts. That is why strategically it's a male co-host and a female co-host. Frank has a certain demographic. Wanda has a certain demographic. So, of course, it is expected every now and then for one or the other to chime in.
Well, he did chime in, her co-host. He wasn't supposed to come to her rescue. No, she's a human being. You understand this? Because she's a woman that he's supposed to put on a cape and save her. What are you trying to say? That women need to be saved
No,
when
I'm
they get
not
into a
saying
rough
that
situation?
he needed to save her. But I am saying
No.
that he should have contributed to the conversation. He should have perhaps stopped the interview from going left, but he had an agenda.
He kept trying to go to commercials. He did. He kept saying, well, I think it's time for us to take a break. And she kept popping off. And every time she would pop off, she just dug herself in. And she wouldn't let it go. And as far as Katt talking about Tiffany and Kevin Hart or whatever, he was telling the truth. You don't name one joke that you know about her. You can't make one funny joke.
That was the only thing he was telling the truth about. He didn't tell the truth about her being married to a white man because she never married a white man. He wasn't telling the truth about being the number one, having a number one comedy special when there was someone who had more than him. He lied about a lot of facts. That's why he got Donkey of the Day.
Well, who had a Dave Chappelle? That's the only person I can think of that could come.
George Carlin.
That's better than
George Carlin had 14 HBO comedy specials. Katt had 9. So Katt's quote was specifically, I had to write this down. Katt's quote specifically was that he had more comedy specials than any comedian, living or dead. So when I say those cracky tales, people who do drugs can speak with conviction.
He wasn't just considering Netflix. He had named a lot of people that he had worked for and did comedy specials for. You're going to have to define what is a comedy special.
No, George Carlin has 14 specials. Regardless of if it's on HBO or whatever, Katt Williams has 9, period. 9.
No,
so
more than 9 specials.
His words were incorrect, but y'all believe it because of him saying it and because of how he said it. Y'all will believe everything he says.
His words wasn't incorrect. Your definition is probably different from his, but his words were not. When he spoke what he knew and what his truth was.
He did.
Okay?
He did speak his truth.
Okay, so as far as
but his truth was incorrect. His truth wasn't factual.
You know what, Michelle? You could come on and say, okay, I'm a blogger because I have a website and I'm this and that, right? I could say, no, you're not that. You're a reporter. I can say you're an entertainer reporter. Come on, let's not play with words here. We done this before, Michelle. Let's not play with words. Let's call it what it is. That lady sat up there and disrespected this man. And then, if anything, why no one is asking why didn't her co-host come to Katt's defense when she was insinuating that Katt was a homosexual?
Well, why didn't he?
If we want to play, let's play it that way. Let's put the
why didn't he interject? Period.
No.
Why didn't he interject?
Why didn't he know? Well, see, it wasn't his job to come save his co-host. The co-host means equal.
But no, it doesn't. Not in this situation. It's Frank's show. Wanda is actually the secondary position on the show. It's Frank's show. So he could have done.
According to his words in the video that they just put out, they were equal.
He lied.
They are equal. Well, according
They're not
to
equal.
their house, she's there in the studio with him, and she's agreeing with him that they are equal. If she had just as much authority to go to the producer and do like a wrap up or go to commercials, but he did try to go to commercials several times. He tried to do a segue into a commercial. She just kept popping off. And like I said, look, like everybody was saying, somebody hit me, I could do whatever I want to. My mother, when I was growing up, used to be so mad because I don't like fighting nobody. I don't like hitting nobody. I just like to have a little peace. But when somebody mess with me, I black out, and I don't know what happens to me. Something just snaps to me. I don't know what it is. They sent me to psychiatrists and everything. Something just snaps to me. And my mother always said, somebody hit you with a feather, you always come in with a hammer. She said, you have to learn how to calm down. And I do. because it takes a lot to get me started. So you can't blame Katt the way he responded to her, and quite frankly, he did it kind of calmly because he could have went really bad. Because I've seen some of his specials, he could have really hurt that girl feelings. And as far as her husband coming back with the kids in the car and her with a gun, are you kidding me? What kind of punk shit is that?
Well, did you hear what happened? Katt apparently, allegedly said something to her disrespectful, personally in her presence, and her husband checked him for it, and that's when the confrontation occurred, according to the police report. And according to her words.
You mean tell me you coming down? Wait a minute. First of all, they came down to a club with their children in the car. Really?
Children?
Really?
No, her sons are in their 20s, I believe. They're not children.
Why are you bringing them then? Why are you bringing them?
They're
then?
club age. They can go to the club. They can go to the club. What are you saying? Their mom was performing. Why wouldn't they come?
Her feelings was hurt, and she went and got her husband, and she's feeling all stupid, and she went in there and convinced him to go down there. Oh yeah, we're gonna tell this man what he gonna do. What he gonna do? My wife, ain't nobody gonna disrespect me, because everybody that came and laughed and he and Kiki went all over them. And
from what I understand, he's always with her at the club.
Yeah, well, you know what? He always been at a club bringing with guns falling out of his pants. Come on, please.
Okay.
Please. Have you ever had a gun fall out of his pants before? Come on. Let's keep this real. Let's keep it 100. And I'm telling you, they're very lucky. Because had it been if Katt was in his feelings, she could have went the whole way left. Somebody could have died that night over some jokes. And then we come from the black community, whether you're in Georgia or New Jersey, New York, California, because I was in the military, so I traveled everywhere I went in the black culture and customs. We always played the dozen. So if you laugh that shit off,
this wasn't a game of the dozens. This was a radio interview. That woman was at work. Y'all act like they was on the dang playground playing the dozens. You need to play the dozens. No, that's not what was going on here. And she had to play nice because she was on the clock.
She made a comment about his hair. When she made a comment about his hair, what his hair got to do with what they talking about? What his hair got to do? What his sexuality got to do with what they was talking about? Not a goddamn thing. She brought it up. She took it to the street corner. He took it to the alleyway, and that's the end of that. Walk away with your head up and keep going. So everybody on this fuck shit, and they need to stop.
Okay.
They need to stop because everybody on this fuck shit.
We gonna boycott broccoli now? We gonna boycott broccoli?
Every time somebody say something, everybody get caught up in their feelings and shit. Like they didn't have older brothers and sisters that roughed them up or something, or they didn't come up. Come on, we gotta be stronger than this. Come on, that shit went down. It was funny. Laugh about it, make jokes about it, whatever. You keep going. All right. Only thing Katt did to her was make her a better comedian. Made her want to think before she tell another joke. Cause she gonna do it again to somebody else, but this time be more clever. That's all the shit that happens when you fight somebody. You fight and lose, and you go back home and you think about what the hell happened, and you know you ain't gonna let that shit happen again. That's just how it is. Everybody needs to stay off this fuck shit. And you don't say like a co-host should have came in and intervened. No, he ain't supposed to put on no cape and come save his co-host. She's a woman. She's supposed to have been in this for a long time. She's supposed to stand on her goddamn own. And in the meantime, he did try to help her because he kept trying to go to the commercial break and she kept popping off at the mouth. And that was it. So then she got what she got, and that was it. And she took it too far by bringing somebody in trouble, some guns falling out. So how little kids that she's supposed to be a role model for, that she's supposed to be this black, educated entertainment on the radio, talking positively. How these females looking at it? Oh, so somebody pop off of me, make me feel bad, make my feelings hurt. I go get my thug fuckboy and go get his shit, and we roll out to the club. Come on, get off that shit. They went around it the whole way. They went about it the wrong way. The whole shit is messed up because now she done encourage little girls, 16 and 17, that when they get their feelings hurt, because they are going to get their feelings hurt, they go get their fuckboy off the corner where he dealing at and with his gun and come down there and kill somebody over some old bullshit. Come on, get off it. Get off it. Get off it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Woo! There wasn't a period on that sentence. Call it 0451. I appreciate y'all. Y'all be going at me, honey. 0451. You're on the line.
Hello?
Yes. Who am I speaking with?
This is G-Mo.
Okay, G-Mo. What's going on with you? What do you think of this situation?
Well, I don't really understand why everybody's so mad. Like, I don't think it's that deep of a situation. To me, it seems like when I watched it,
if it was your wife or sister, how would you feel about it?
I'd be salty, but I mean, I'd just be salty. It wouldn't be nothing. I wouldn't be pressed. It ain't that deep.
It ain't that deep until people start coming up under your comment section. Till people start like doing random stuff. Like I think social media exacerbates the situation. So once it went viral, that's when it became an issue. I think.
In reality, though, Wanda is a terrible interviewer because, man, I follow Katt Williams. He is, gold, radio gold. Like in this day and age, what he could have gave, like right now, she viral. That's the type of dude he is. You know what I'm saying? Okay. To me, it seemed like it was some tension between them before the interview.
I agree. Because, I mean, did you watch today when she said that he originally didn't even want to do the interview? He came as a guest with Red, the other comedian who was there, and he was in the green room, and Frank asked Wanda to go into the green room and convince Katt to come on. And so he wouldn't. She kept asking. She pled and begged and pleaded, and then he came on, and when he came on, I guess he was a bit salty about coming on because I guess they weren't prepared or whatever. I don't know.
Well, it seemed like to me that old girl had some tension with him. Like, they was both kind of catty with each other and just the way they conversated from the very beginning. Mm-hmm. It was odd. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I felt like it came from both ways. For me, looking at it, I felt like Katt went into the situation and kind of picked up a vibe from her. And so he was kind of petty, and he gave her a little bit here and there. But, when she came at him, he was already there because he felt her energy. To me, it seemed like she really had her energy. Maybe she was mad she had to ask him for so long to come do the interview. But to me, I seen she had a certain kind of energy about her, and he picked up on it. And that's how that went. It was just two people coming from an ill spot. I don't think it got nothing to do with gender or all of that. I don't think that's even relevant. I think, you know what I'm saying, it was a roast session. She roasted him just as bad. She roasted him just as bad.
Some of the things that he said and some of the things that I don't know.
But I'm saying, but listen though, they was equal. She said she went just as low as he went. The only difference is her material wasn't good. She called him gay. She called him girlfriend. What she say? She talked about him being in prison. I mean, like, she hit all the beneath the belt for a black man. She went there full force.
But for a black woman, he went there. He called her angry black woman. No, well, actually, okay,
I'm not saying he didn't. I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm saying that they were equal in the shots that they took at each other. Okay. What happened was Katt was way better. He was funnier. So she lost, but she threw out the same low blows. He came for a black woman, her weight, her wig, her cheap jewelry, her glitter lipstick, whatever. And she came for his manhood, prison, talking about a black man. She went there, came for his house.
So what do you think about
she was just as low as he did.
Her husband getting involved? Or should you think that any of those other men in the room should have intervened? It was 4 people in the room.
No, I didn't. I don't, because as first of all, any producer wouldn't have stopped that. Are you crazy? Like, this vibe. So no, I wouldn't have said anything. And 2, just like what dude said, to me it looked like 2 comedians going back and forth. Why I gotta step in? How cause you a female or whatever, my co-host, I gotta jump in the deep end and say you and I can't swim, but you an avid swimmer. Girl, no. It don't work like that.
It's his professional forum. They were on the radio. They weren't at a comedy club. This wasn't her comedy set for asking some newbie to jump in.
Michelle,
He's a seasoned radio professional. He knows when an interview goes left or right. He knows when to stop it.
But listen, we live in a day and age where going left is going right.
You right.
It wouldn't have been viral. But, this is a blessing for them. You know what I'm saying? People who ain't never heard of her know of her now. She gonna get more supporters and she gonna get more haters. But as many haters as you get supporters.
Let me interrupt you for just 1 second. I feel like a lot of people put too much on being viral. I get it. It's important to today's society. I get it. It's important. We all live our clicks and views. But in the grand scheme of things, that is an Atlanta radio show. Whether they go viral or not is not going to get more people listening to that station. It's not going to get more people coming to an Atlanta event unless they're in Atlanta. Who cares if it's worldwide? If people in Moscow saw it, who gives a fuck?
Can I interrupt you for a quick second? And just make this point where you're saying that it's not going to get people to tune into the radio or come to Atlanta, but it's going to give you a platform. When people know you, the day and age we live in, you can be a stripper and be Cardi B and create a platform. You got people looking at you. As many people looking at you that dislike you, you got the people who you getting support from. That's a whole global freaking market that you just been put in front of. Because look at the president. They fighting at the Met Gala. This is the day and age we live in. Everything is a reality show. You know, when Omarosa go on those interviews, she be treating them. They don't stop her. That's like gold for TV. You know, that's what we live for. That's why I'm calling in. I ain't never called in. I've been listening for a while. I don't never call in. But you know what I'm saying? I needed to get this one off. Okay. That's why I call in. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's entertaining. I don't think it was nothing that should have went outside of the realms of entertainment. Make your money. You in that business. Take it to the chin. Make a coin. Move on. You know what I'm saying? Get you a new wig.
Okay, get you a new wig, huh? Okay.
New wig. She did need a new wig, though. Y'all know that wig. That wig was show.
You know what? Y'all not.
But what you say?
With
she was put together. You know, she was married. You know, one of my aunties. You know, I know her.
So
she's a familiar face. You know what I'm saying?
So you feel like her
then she a comedian.
Probably feel some kind of way about it.
No, but listen though, if she would have ate him up with her cleverness when she dropped her punchlines didn't fall. She went there, but it was just like, girl, you set yourself up to be the ass. You know what I'm saying? You can't go there and then I had to back up. If she would have killed him, if she would have won on him, do you think the conversation would be anything about sex? Would it be, she did him so wrong? Yes. It's a woman attacked a man. No, she lost. That's where the problem come in. She lost. I mean, you lost. It's like a rap battle or whatever. You lose a fight, but you a comedian, girl. That ain't supposed to be nothing for you. You're supposed to be able to move on.
So her husband should feel some kind of way about Katt calling her jewelry cheap when she was sitting there with a big ass.
But listen, I would feel some kind of way if it was my mama. I'll think if it was my mama, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? That is not, that's one you got to just swallow. Like, it's like one of them, you salty, but really?
Here's the thing. I feel like, honestly, she probably did swallow it after the interview because you could tell she was being a good sport. She laughed her way through it. He laughed. He didn't laugh, but, they made it through the interview. I think once it went viral, that's when it got bigger than what it was. When people started expressing their opinion on the subject, when people started saying, she was a dumbass, she was this, she was that, regurgitating a lot of things that he said and vice versa because, Katt has a fan base. When people started doing that, I think that's when the issue came into play. But,
But this is what I don't understand is we can't live in a viral day and age. We can't play by the rules and get it both ways. I mean, like, you go through the storm and see the rainbow, sweetheart. I mean, you got attention on you. That's all you need. Because when people get attacked, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the time, it's people out there who they identify with you, or they just like the person that's in the cup or whatever. You don't get tons of support. Right. You know what I mean? That's nothing to move you if you are this quote unquote seasoned radio host. And if she was, she would have handled that way different. Because it's like she put her pinky toe over there in there. She kicked the rock in the water. And you know what I'm saying? But she didn't want to get in. I don't want to get in. You know, and when you drug her ass in there, I ain't want to get wet, but you wanted to kick water up at me. And now I done pulled you in the pool. You know what I'm saying? She had no more artillery. I mean, I ain't feel bad with her because to me she came out real evil. I don't know if nobody else seen it, but every time I see her, there's this like nasty aura. And to me, she felt like she was better than him in a way because she went at how raggedy he looked, him being like, you know, like a little crackhead, homeless, whatever. Like, it's kind of like she had this demeanor, and I picked up on it, and I feel like he did too. She always got like a little air of arrogance about her.
Think
you
he
know,
was arrogant when he talked about Tiffany Haddish fucking white men and being married to a white man and she wasn't, when he said that, you know, Rel only got a show because he was ugly, when he said, you know, about all the things that he said, you don't think he was being nasty?
But this is the thing, no, because what she shouldn't have done was interrupt him. She should have let him drag their ass, and she wouldn't have got her ass drugged, first of all. Second of all, that's like an interviewer's dream to get a person who is that open to drop names of celebrity who gonna give you that much insight on what they feel and they honest opinions. That was his honest opinion. And don't be an interviewer and you interviewing me. You ain't ever watched the Katt Williams interview. It ain't like this nigga sit with his leg crossed at the ankle. He acts like this in interviews. It's like pulling Omarosa up there and expecting it to go smooth.
Not in his Larry King interview. He didn't. He was very respectful.
And Larry King knew how to hold an interview because instead of you trying to defend a person, you never do that as an interviewer. You exploit whatever lane they want to go down. When he was dropping Tiffany Haddish and all this, she went into her black woman thing. You don't do that. That you ain't in your bag as an interviewer. Your position and how you feel don't matter. You know, you looking at what they got to say. And I want to get the most out of you because I'm interviewing. I want people to see and hear the most. And you get one that's dropping names, he was going to go in and really explain and expound on his point and what he was saying in regards to Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart, but she wouldn't let him. That irritated him, and she was a little perturbed by him saying that, and it took the interview left. So instead of you getting a viral interview with him dragging Tiffany Haddish, Kevin Hart, and who knows who else and what else he had to say because she interrupted him, is not a good interviewer. So she wanted to take the attention and make it personal.
Okay. I hear you. And
I'm not even mad at your opinion though. I'm not at all. I'm not mad at nobody's opinion. I think it's lightweight. I think it's lightweight. I just think like, you know what I'm saying? Let's just call a thing a thing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody did nothing to her. You know what I'm saying? She lost, and that's called embarrassment.
Because clearly her feelings were involved, and her family's feelings were involved. So in that regard, something did go awry. Do we know all of the intricacies of, you know, what happened during the interview? You know, we just saw the edited version, so it could have been a whole lot worse. We don't know. So there's some more things going. I don't know. It's just a lot. So
well, I mean, like at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be a professional and be good at it, because I could have held an interview better than her. Like just from watching interviews and stuff, you know, like she could have avoided all of this if she was a good interviewer. Right. You always push back. You don't want it on you. You know what I'm saying? He was opening up. You interrupted him. And Katt Williams always has something substantiated to when he's making a point. So he was going somewhere with that. She interrupted him. Like, girl, what kind of interview is you? Like, that's when that man should have interrupted her when she started and pressed in on that.
But
He
that's
should
why
have
her
paused her
co-host
like, girl.
was there. She wasn't the only interviewer there, so that's what. Why is she getting the bulk of the hate? She wasn't the only interviewer.
Well, because she was handling the interview. To me, it looked like it was something between them, some whatever, and she was like, all I seen was them interacting. He jumped in or whatever, but it just seemed like she and you say she was the one begging. She was the one begging him to get him in there. You know what I mean? And she got in her bag over Tiffany Haddish. But it's like if I'm an interviewer and you start talking shit about my best friend that's in the industry with you, I'm gonna pull all that tea out. You know, come on, spill it. Like I'm not finna get in my bag. Like you ain't finna talk about my friend. You ain't finna talk about no black woman. Like they're gone. You get a good interview, and you know what I'm saying. And that interview would have went viral one way or the other.
Voice. What was that voice? Whose voice was that?
I don't know that. You know how people do. You know, you ain't finna, want to jump up, team save a whole, in the wrong place and time. Like, girl, get out your bag. Don't nobody care about no damn Tiffany Haddish. Let him say what he feels, because I want to hear the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, we want to hear, a motherfucker get drugged. We like that. Okay. And you stepped on in the way, and you caught that ass beating for her. He was finna go in on them, but you jumped your happy ass over there. And you got what was coming for you. You know, you took that L for it.
Well, okay.
Beyonce did, but
Thank you so much,
all right, I'm gonna get off here.
From,
I appreciate it.
Where were you calling from, by the way?
I'm in Chicago.
Okay, Chicago, Chi-Town. Thank you so much for your input.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. All right. Take it easy, baby.
Caller 0405. Hello.
Hey, Michelle, it's me again.
Hey, me again.
I just wanted to finish off really quickly because, first of all, my first question is, where are you getting that broccoli from that you keep throwing in the back screen, girl?
You know, I'm boiling
How
water.
You make that broccoli?
I'm boiling water, put a little salt, put a little seasoning, put a little butter. You know, I'm just making my broccoli.
Hilarious. Here's a couple of quick things I just wanted to clarify. You know, you keep saying that Katt called her a dummy. He did not. Please, he did not call her a dummy. He was just using the term in general, saying anybody could have read that part had they been given that part. A dummy could have done it. He wasn't speaking directly to her.
That's not what he said.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, that's exactly what he did. So I need you to go back and listen to it again because he was not calling her a dummy. Okay. And if you look at
called her a goofball. That's what it was. He called her a goofball. He said it. He
wasn't talking directly to her. And I think if you look at your comments,
who was he talking to? He said anybody can read it. He said anybody can read a script, goofball. That was exactly what he said.
He was speaking in general, though. He wasn't talking to her.
He was in an interview, though. He was talking to her. I don't know.
Okay, Michelle, just bear with me. Okay. I know that you're stuck in what your belief is, but let's say, just give me the benefit of the doubt and then listen to it again, and you'll see that he wasn't speaking to her, calling her a dumbo. And then this whole thing about Frank should have stepped in. You know, I think about Tom Joyner. You know, when J. Anthony Brown used to be on the show with him, and then occasionally you get George Wallace would come on, and the two of them would just be jonesing one another. Tom Joyner didn't step in to stop that or get involved, even though J. Anthony Brown was his co-host. That was between two comedians. They would do mama jokes. They would go at each other. Whenever a comedian came on that show, Tom always allowed the comedian to sort of take the lead with that interview. It's not that Tom wouldn't ask them questions, but the role of the comedian, the whole purpose of him having a comedian on that show is so that one can be the straight man and one can provide the comedy and handle those people.
And to your point,
I don't think
that is why I feel like Frank Ski should should have intervened. He was the straight man. And even she said it. And when she, came back on the air today, she felt like Frank should have been the daddy to stop these two kids from playing. Like, and then you could clearly see she was uncomfortable. Was she
These other
outmatched?
straight
Yes.
men.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
These other straight men on these other shows don't have that responsibility. The comedian has this responsibility to handle that portion of the interview. You don't see Tom Joyner jumping in between the two comedians. You don't see that happening. That's my whole point. And she knows her role on that show. You can't say 1 second, oh my God, he beat me up. I'm the victim. Daddy, I need you to come and break up the fight in 1 second. And then go home and be like, Daddy, he humiliated me. And then Daddy comes to the show with the gun. Oh, yeah, he didn't brandish the gun. He dropped the gun. How did this gun get dropped if it wasn't to be used or have any intention to be used?
It fell out of his waistband.
Why? How?
I wasn't there. I just read the police report.
You're going by the police report, and anybody can write a police report. Just because it's in the police report don't make it true.
You're right. I'm exhausted. I can't do
it. That's just their take on what they want to say about the police report. I think we have to give Katt a little bit more of the benefit of the doubt than what's been given.
Why can't we give Wanda the benefit of the doubt? Y'all love Katt Williams. I get it. Katt has a fan base. Katt is the star in the situation. Everybody wants to give Katt the benefit of the doubt and say that he didn't mean it. He wasn't nasty. It wasn't a tense interview. But I don't feel that. I feel that he did. I don't like it. I don't like it.
You know why, Michelle?
Why?
I think that there's a part of you, and please don't take this the wrong way.
I'm not.
But I think there's a part of you somehow, somewhere that identifies with Wanda. But you are not Wanda.
I'm not. But I am a black woman who has been in corporate America, who has experienced certain things in life. And no, I'm not using that to say that any of this is wrong, but I do see it the way I see it. It is what it is. If you don't, that's fine. But continue living, and you may feel differently about this next year. Who knows? But
the way you're seeing it is based upon your past and not based upon what actually happened. And that's what you've got to find a line to draw so that you can be fair about it. Because I don't think you're being fair about it.
Well, why can't my opinion be as fair? Why can't my opinion be as fair as your opinion? It's all our opinion. We all are drawing our conclusions based on the same information that's presented. Why can't my opinion be great too?
I think you're drawing your opinion because somehow you identify with people maybe having playfully or not playfully used some of those terms that may have hurt your feelings. And this ain't even about you. This is about Wanda. This is about how Wanda initiated that conversation. It's not about you, Michelle.
It's not about
and I don't want you to take on this woman's character because this woman was responsible for everything that happened to her.
But just because I see something a different way does not mean I am riding hard for that person. If I watched something and I felt it a certain way watching it, I just felt a certain way watching it. We can all agree to disagree. That's why I can take calls. I can listen to your objective opinion. I can listen to someone else's, and everybody doesn't see it the same way. We all see the same video, but we don't come to the same conclusion after watching it.
I agree. But do me one favor. When your caller earlier called and she said, did you see the whole interview response?
Today?
Watch the whole interview response.
Okay, I watched the entire thing from beginning to end.
Because it might help you see things a little clearer.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, there's no reason why her husband and her children should have been over there harassing that man at his job. It's just not
Wasn't
right.
it her job? Wasn't she there to perform and he was just there as a customer and he approached her when he got there?
Even if he approached her, let's say this. Even if he approached her and said, "See, I told you, fucking with me and get you go viral," that's a gift. How is that a bad thing? That's a gift. And if he said that and husband took offense to it, he had to chase the man with a gun into another room.
You don't know what words were exchanged. And then she said something about he said, "Now I jump on your big ass too." So if he disrespected her in that way, and your husband is right there, and your husband, wants words with him, I mean, you can't control what your husband do. And I salute her husband for standing up.
What husband have you had that you couldn't say, "Look, I got this. This is my job now"?
It ain't my job to fight no dudes. I done told y'all a gazillion times I do not fight men. I do not.
Cat was not fighting with that woman.
Okay, if
you
say
so. Fight that woman.
If you say so. Well, thank you so much for your call.
All I want to know is, what program are you using so I can use it?
I will let you know in my blogging masterclass, and it is definitely coming soon.
Look, I signed up for the masterclass back in April.
Well,
I ain't
coming.
seen
I've
nothing
been
yet.
busy. I've been working.
I'm trying to start my YouTube class. I'm trying to start my YouTube channel at the end of this month. All
You better
I want to know
start
is
it.
what program.
I tell everybody to start it right now. Start it. Don't wait. Start it. Do it
okay.
The journey of a million miles begins with a single step. Start today. It don't matter how bad your production is. Do you see what I used to do when I used to go live on my phone? It doesn't matter. Just play. Just do. You know what I mean? So yes.
Is it a secret? I can't know what program
it's not a secret. I use a green screen. It's not a secret. I use a green screen.
The green screen.
Yeah.
That's the name of the program?
Oh, OBS.
OBN.
OBS.
Okay, thank you very much.
OBS.
OBN. I'll be looking for it.
S as in Snake Sam Sarah. 0 OBS. Open Broadcasting System.
OBS.
S.
Got it.
Okay.
Can you type it? OBS?
I just typed it.
What did you type? Thank you. OBS. Got it. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
You too. I'm going to take one more call. Caller 1170.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, Michelle. All right, this is Maurice in Louisville.
Hi, Maurice.
Anyhow. All right, we're going to go right into this. Going to go ahead and eliminate all the stuff that you took from the interview that offended you. Because I think if you do that, then you'll only see, the facts. All right. Congratulations to Katt Williams on his Emmy win, by the way. That happened, and I don't know if you mentioned that or not, but I want everybody to know that.
Okay.
So, yeah, that happened.
Congratulations
to that black man for winning that Emmy tonight. Mm-hmm. And Tiffany Haddish won an Emmy, too, did she not?
Yes, congratulations.
So, congratulations to all that. Okay. But anyhow, back to the interview at hand. We all know that he went in and he brought up Tiffany Haddish and her seasoning, if you will, sort of stating that she's sort of unseasoned in the matter. And we know that's not true. We know that she's been working for a long time. We know that. But I think really when you take away the name Tiffany Haddish, that he was just talking about, sort of the Hollywood experiences when it comes to black female comedians. Mm-hmm. And if you look at any interview from like Sherry Shepherd to Lou Nell to just anybody who has spoken on like Katt Williams in general, they'll let you know that he's like one of the most kind, giving men, and he gives so many comedians opportunities. So I don't think he was ever dissing Tiffany Haddish in that sense. Then when it comes to a fish named Wanda, that was my first time ever seeing this Wanda.
A fish? Really?
Well, I mean, everybody was saying it in the comments.
We're not going to disrespect this woman by calling her a fish. First of all.
Everybody was saying it in the comments, and it was funny.
That's not funny. That's disrespectful. As a woman, that's disrespectful.
Okay.
That's a gay man's read.
You know,
Anyway,
okay.
we're not even gonna go
It's
there,
the
but
name
keep
of
going. Go ahead.
It's the name of a movie, and it was
I get
funny.
it.
But
Keep going.
okay. When it comes to Wanda, this was my first time ever seeing her. So a lot of the previous callers and stuff were stating facts in terms of the viral, video and everything did help in terms of her visibility. However, you can see body language in that, interview more than anything. And Wanda's vibe was so off. And I think Katt picked up on that, and he went into a defensive mode. And when you're a comedian, your defensive act is to begin joking. And I think that's what happened in that, communication, is that he simply, started, to get that posture in and say, hey, look, you ain't about to get me, because think about it. Over the years, Katt's been attacked for everything because he's been in the news doing a lot of silly shit. So you got to imagine when he goes into an interview, he's already going in with like, okay, if they try me, they're going to get these jokes.
Right.
So he was already, I think Wanda was not ready. I think she's definitely unprofessional in terms of an interview. She is a poor interviewer. I could see that from what I saw. And
he said that in the interview. Did he call her a poor interviewer?
Yeah. And I think that hit her at home. I think she knows that she's not where she wants to be as an interviewer, because if she was, she'd let the guest come on and talk. And then for her to go and have her husband do this or whatever happened, the altercation, it looks bad for her. It looks bad for the program. I don't know how vital she is to that program because I'm not always in Atlanta and I really don't listen to that. But for V103, it's a national, chain of radio stations. We got that. So they've got reach beyond where they are. So you're going to get that. There's YouTube, there's viral videos, yada, yada, yada. She is bad for business, if you ask me. And the attack on black women thing, that narrative is completely false. I think you pulled that out of the air. Okay. I think a lot of people pulled it out of nowhere. But I definitely think, like, if we are going to do anything, we should look at the fact that she handled this poorly. She's a poor representation for what a professional black woman should be because of how she handled the matter, because of how it got out of hand. And she's bad for business in terms of, if I'm a guest and I feel that if I say something wrong to this host in the slightest way, I'm going to, have guys and goons run up on me, probably not going to be booking that show. So I feel like, if it was me, she'd be off the show, for one, and she's going to have to find something else to do to be able to pay for that sit go jewelry, That's just
all right. Thank you so much for your opinion. I appreciate it. Good night. Thank you so much for your opinion. Bye-bye. Woo! I can't take no more calls. To the callers that are still on the line, I apologize, but it has been almost 3 hours. I appreciate everyone who called in. I appreciate the squad for tuning in this late. Damn, it's almost 2 in the morning. Y'all are really into y'all feelings about this. Whatever the case may be, I have not changed my mind. I said what I said. I feel like that it was disrespectful. I know they both had some, part to play in the argument, but it was not right. The interview was tense for a reason. Y'all all saw it. If it wasn't as tense as it was, it wouldn't have went viral. We got it. Y'all feel like Wanda was wrong. I don't. So at the end of the day, this is my video, and I'm sticking to what I said. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't already, visit straightfromtheA.com. If you like to, there's a actual playlist. I will link it under this video where all the videos, we've been talking about this all weekend, where the videos, the video that started, the video that she responded, all of that is in the playlist. I will talk to y'all again tomorrow. Thank you. Let me adjust my crown. Blog Goddess is out. Deuces. Shut up, Biggie.